Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. I'm gonna make a video response to something that I saw on YouTube. I can't find the original video, so somebody made a video response to something that Shanny and REV was saying regarding William, and I'm going to throw my thoughts into it. Um. Anyway, so let's take a look at what they said, and I'm gonna respond to it. Part of me doesn't even want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I've spent time with William. I spend time with Zachary, and I spend time with those two. So while they can BS some of their listeners, they're not going to be able to do that with somebody like me, because I can just tell you what happened when it happened. How you doing, LB20? How you doing, Toby Mims and Kim Falk? So how you doing, Crystal Voss? But I'm going to get right to this video because this video is about 53 minutes. This video response made by this YouTube channel called Vanilla Tea Girl. She's gonna be, how you doing, Caitlin T? No justice, no peace. How you doing? I'm going to respond to some of the things that I heard Shanny and Jason saying regarding William. And William, if you're watching this, you're welcome. So even though I know you probably don't like how I go at your parent, how I go after your mother, not your parents, how I go after your mother sometimes. In order for Jason to be a parent, Jason has to actually marry her, which they're not. So let's get to the video here real quick. Wait a minute, why am I sharing it? I forget how to do this already. Give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to remember how to trying to remember how to do a screen share. What the heck is this? Wow, they changed the format on here. All right. So I can't do a screen share no more? Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. So here we go here. We're going to take a look at this, and we are going to listen to Shanny talk about William and some things, and I'm going to quickly correct her about some things. This video is not for the people who has been listening to the reaction channel so much as it is the people who want to defend Shanny and believe that she's making a valid point. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the stuff that I heard is a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, let's continue.
What is up, you guys? So I'm trying to catch up on her
channel is called Vanilla Tea Girl. Let me subscribe to her. Her channel is called Vanilla Tea Girl. And one of the things that got my attention on there is that I noticed in the title of the video, it says that G-Man is responsible for my malnutrition. Now, if she says stuff like that, y'all gotta let me know via the email if she says stuff like this, but I don't even know if that's true. That might be clickbait or whatever, but I did watch some of the video, and she's talking about William, and I'm going to respond to it.
Her OBPD journaling. Sorry, guys. Everybody's been sick around here last few days. Look at her with their arms crossed. She looks like, oh, Miss Big Burly Shirley. I cannot take her serious. She did this pose again, like she's gonna get Will scared or something. I can't take your big ass serious whatsoever.
And again, I'm somebody that's been around Shanny, and I've been around Jason, and I've been around William and Zachary. So I think I got a little bit of insight on this regarding some of the things that Shanny's going to say.
Up there with those marshmallows crossed, girl. You look like a big old marshmallow with glasses. Anyways, God, my throat sounds so bad, but I wanted to put a video out because it's been like a while and I'll be pushed out the algorithm. So anyways, let's listen to this mess.
Yeah. First of all, Shanny, let me say this. You shouldn't be surprised that your children are not that crazy about you. Okay? When they were little and they were vulnerable, there are certain things that they wanted to say to you that they could not say to you because they was afraid. And now that they're big and grown now, and they're able to say certain things, I'm sorry, that they have the protection of their new parents who are actually feeding them, giving them clothes, and we're going to get to all of that in a minute. they're going to be a lot more bold with the things that they've always wanted to say to you. And honestly, you shouldn't be too surprised about this, nor should you be surprised about the future, since many people who grow up with parents like yourself typically wait till they get older before they tell you what they really think about you.
I'm not comfortable at all with supporting him in any way, trying to limit your speech. That's fucking insane.
No.
Okay, so as far as let me get this out the way early. As far as Jason goes with all of this, I might respond to a few things that he says. I know that the girl in this video is going to be talking about how Jason enables and all this other stuff, but in this particular video, he's going to get mad when I say this, and it's all fine and well. But he doesn't count in this video because he's not a father to these children. He may have provided them with some of their needs in Boulder, Colorado, and whatnot. But as far as like being a father and actually being somebody who's gonna like he didn't fit that role at all. This is between what Shanny's going to say and dealing with William and actually talking about that. But I am going to say this to you, Jason, if you get this far in the video. I noticed that you're trying to get me to be friends with you on Facebook. The video, the picture that you have for your Facebook is you like this, and you look very feminine, like you're trying to be a drag queen. You know how I feel about that kind of stuff. I told you in the past when we were friends or whatever that I'm not particularly fond of that particular style or whatever. And you are crazy if you think I'm adding you to my Facebook like that. You're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it McFish.
It's
Like what I've noticed with Jason, he doesn't even try to say it's not about that. It's not about that with your son. He puts the most sickest thoughts and ideas in her head. Like, he doesn't even try to talk her down or calm her down or nothing. What a horrible partner he is. Because he's filling her head just like he filled her head up with whatever she was going to expose on her son. You know, you guys remember that video that she privated? That was apparently what Jason came to tell her. He's sick, and he's like telling her weird things about her own kids.
child, if you love me, you do this for me. If you love me, you do this for me. And you're
yeah, Shanny, that sounds familiar. It sounds like what you were saying when your mother was alive. So that shouldn't be very surprising to you, you hypocrite. You sitting there and you're talking about how you know what you would do for your child. You know what he would expect his mother to do for him if you love him. Remember, Shanny, you had problems with your mother, and these videos are quite popular with how you thought your mother and your family should have treated you. I really hope Chris, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna try to contact him on Facebook and try to get him to look at this war of words that they're having, because his input would be really good on this too.
like, no,
Like me.
I'm not going to pop the tire on my fucking car because you're trying to test my love, okay?
Exactly.
I don't know if they're talking about the tire incident that happened at the house. At the house when they stayed there or whatever. But I'm not 100% sure if that's what she's referring to. So let me listen to a little bit more of this.
You'll have to go back and forth to work. Why would I pop my tire and then have to spend?
Okay, so she must be talking about when they was in Boulder, Colorado. Not Boulder, Colorado. My bad. No. When it was in Duluth in Minnesota.
That old kook ball just laughing at all the dumb analogies she's
And as far as Duluth goes and Minnesota goes, Jason has very little ways. And I want to let everybody know this because this is true. He has very little in the way of information of knowing what was really going on in Duluth. The only thing he really had at the end of the day is what Shanny told him over the phone or what Chris told him over the phone. If you want reference for that, you go to Chris's channel, Chafee the Odd. I think it's called Chafee the Odd. No. It's not Chafee the Odd. It's the Odd Irrelevancy. The channel is called the Odd Irrelevancy. And he has about maybe 6 or 7 videos talking about Shanny. And he goes into specific detail about what was going on in Duluth. There's another YouTuber by the name of Sydney Winston. Sydney Sydney Whitney or whatever. I think his name was Sydney Winston. I'll try to get you guys his YouTube channel and put it in the description of this video or in the comment section. But he has a really good video with Jason interviewing Shanny and Chris while those two is yappa-dapping on the phone and everything and whatnot. And they're actually talking about me for a little bit in that particular video. But they're talking about their personal life and other stuff too. But I think what they're talking about right now has to do with being in Duluth.
He's just glad she ain't angry at him or hitting him, because if she wasn't so angry at her son, it would all be directed towards him. So he keeps filling her head with weird lies, so it keeps her mad at her kid.
And $400 to get the fucking tire replaced.
Right, that's right.
Just so you know I love you.
Exactly. That's true.
I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I've not been following the Shanny and REV stuff, but I'm not 100% sure what she's talking about. I think they're talking about, and I'll look at what you guys are saying in the chat later to confirm or deny anything that they have actually said or whatever. But I think they're talking about when they lived in Minnesota, because they can't be talking about when they lived in the house, because their story was completely different when they lived there.
It's a very good lesson.
So why should I kill my ability to live?
You guys notice that she still got that diamond gold ring in her ear? I mean, I'm sorry, in her nose. That was supposedly the $1,000 ring that she got when she was in Boulder, Colorado. She's still wearing that thing. I guess the pawn shop didn't want it.
And survive by making money to prove my love.
Okay, all right. She's about to go into this baloney and this malarkey about needing the YouTube channel to be able to provide for her kids. I'm going to expose her pretty hard on this one.
To you.
That's true. Because he ain't going to pay our bills.
Are you going to pay my bills?
No, he isn't.
You know what, William? I'll quit YouTube when you start paying my bills.
Okay, so if they're talking about, because I'm not 100% sure what they're talking about regarding the car. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here real quick before I say anything. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me see something here. Do I click? Okay, that's the way I do it. She may use to pay their bills. Some real life info about post CPS removals. We hear picture tire. No, she's doing a dumb analogy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. All right. So let me go back to the video here real quick. By the way, welcome guys to Sewing and Reaping. Okay, so I think this is the one. No, that's to bring people in here. This is to, okay, there we go. All right, let's just do that. I gotta catch up with these new thingies on here. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So she's talking about she'll quit YouTube when he does or whatever, or social media when he does or whatever. But she's talking about how she needs YouTube in order to pay her bills. For those of you who don't know, in case you're new, when they lived in Duluth, or when Shanny was with Chris was working. Shanny briefly had a job at a grocery store. I don't know nothing. There is a video with her working at a nursing place for like a week or two, and her mom talked about that briefly. But the point is, money was coming in. It had nothing to do with social media. Either Chris was paying the bills, or Jason, who had the $750,000 or the close to $1 million or whatever, either before or after his mom died or whatever, was giving her money as well too. So it had nothing to do with the YouTube channel. When she was doing her Shanny for Christ video, her Shanny for Christ channel, when they was in Minnesota, only 5 or 6 people watched her consistently. The only time more people actually started watching her videos is when she had drama with like Bottin, or she did a Google Hangout and she invited a lot of people on her channel. So she wasn't making a dime then. Then when she got hooked up with Jason and they moved to Boulder, Colorado, she didn't need YouTube then. You know what I mean? Because he was paying for everything. I don't believe her channel was monetized when she was smoking all of that weed and making a complete fool out of herself when she was living in Boulder, Colorado. That entire time, Jason was taking care of her. Now she's talking about the present. That's a totally different thing. I think if she's talking about right now, Jason apparently has a job being her caretaker. He got the idea from me when I was making the YouTube videos telling him to do these things. Those people typically get anywhere between $400 to $600 a week if he was getting paid to be her caretaker. So they didn't need YouTube for that either. What Shanny wants with YouTube, and I'm going to be repeating this throughout the video, so get ready. That woman is obsessed, and since the time that she turned her computer on to the time, in the present, all this woman cares about is fame and wanting to make money on the internet. That's all she cares about. She don't even care about Jason that much at this particular point. She wants fame and she wants to be able to make money. They are addicted to YouTube. They can't live without this. They can get on here and quit for a little bit, but that's because of their narcissistic tendencies or whatever, or wanting to punish people. But the reality is that they're addicted to this fame that they think they got on here, and she wants to be able to make money on here. But anyway, let's continue.
There you go. That's why Shanny's good. She can just succinctly really just pop. There you go. There's the issue. She's literally paying bills, guys.
Jason, since you're making this money on YouTube, do you notice any patterns in your life, dude? It's like when you left Pennsylvania, you had all them laptops and all that stuff and whatnot there, and them games and all that stuff and whatnot. Then you just left it there and you gave it to Wah. And then you moved all the way to Boulder, Colorado, and then you had your money, and then you started buying the same exact stuff that you gave me, and then you took some of it and then left a lot of that stuff there. And then somebody else got that. Now you're doing the exact same thing, living in your uncle's house, buying the same garbage that's eventually going to go to somebody else again. At some point, man, you got to realize that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and thinking you're going to get a different result.
This channel is paying my bills.
Paying her bills.
And this old greasy bald dweeb right here, I hope I don't get in trouble, won't work.
Oh, okay. By the way, I know Shanny likes to threaten people with the whole copyright thingy and whatnot. Shanny, I can afford a lawyer. You can't. I'll see you in court if you want to take me to court over copyright, and I'll crush you. Just want to let you know that. You can listen to those morons backing you up. Whoever's telling you, oh, Shanny, just do this, and you'll be able to take them to court and do this. And you go ahead and listen to them. Just remember, lawyers cost money, and I can afford one, and I'll gladly take you to court and win. And then your channel will be gone. So whatever.
He won't work for nothing. I don't care if it's your house or not. Get a job. Your woman is standing on 900-pound legs. Okay. She cannot walk around for no 8 hours a day. So the least you can do is go work. Go work at a fast food place. But he won't.
He already did that. He didn't last. It was at Burger King, and he thinks he's too good for $10 an hour. But eventually, I want to start getting into their parenting style and like some of the things that happened inside of that house or whatever. I have a video on this YouTube channel. I think it's still public. I know it's on Burnt Toast's channel, and it's on the Geek Room and a couple of other people's channels where I actually defend them, saying that they're decent parents. I'm not going to contradict myself, but I'm going to repeat some of the things that I said that happened regarding the kids eating and things like that. So, Shanny apparently thought that she was an unstoppable mom and everything and whatnot. But anyway, let's continue.
He really would let that kid pay their bills. He's sick. They meant that too.
Yeah, basically what they want is that they want to turn William into her new supply. Basically, William's young. He'll be able to go to work. She'll be able to give him all of the sob stories. And then William will be stuck for the rest of his life giving money to these two as they won't get a job. And then Shanny be like, well, I took care of you. I bathed you. I raised you and all this other stuff and whatnot. Ignoring the fact that whenever anybody gives her any money, I'm speaking from experience, that she tends to waste it. And she's not very responsible with anything that you give her. She doesn't have any long-term goals for what she wants to do for her life. And I'm just letting people know this stuff if you're going to attempt to help Shanny. Because if you don't push her and keep the pressure on her to do something, they ain't gonna do nothing. And by the way, even if you do put the pressure on them, very little is going to change. And I mean very little. And I am speaking from experience.
And I also heard about their channel. It's those videos that they're reviewing and they're just having play. Some people just have the automatic copyright strike deal going for their channel. So you got to be careful about whose video you sit there and play the whole time.
Yeah, I understand what she's talking about. A lot of people put their they take these videos, and what they're doing now is that they're putting them little squares on their channels, and it has their channel name on it, and they're claiming those particular videos. Yeah, and they can hit you with copyright. But I think what a lot of people don't know that they can actually do is they can challenge that. If you can actually afford to deal with them in court, you can actually challenge that and actually win too. But I'm not trying to do that because a lot of those same people are exposing Shanny. So you know, I mean, I get what she's saying and whatnot, and I wouldn't want to stop them from exposing her.
Got to just play, clips of it. Or I don't know. I really don't. I don't mess with those higher channels. No. I was real worried about doing any of their videos when they were reviewing other channels. That's why I would try to clip most of their channel out and just show them, because I don't know. I really don't know what could have happened or what.
And that's understandable because I've been flagged for copyright before my other channel wrongfully. I'll give you a quick story. I made a video about Matt Dillahunty and the atheist experience, and he thought I was making my channel was monetized, and he thought my channel was racking in the dough. And when I challenged the copyright strike, I said my channel is not monetized, and I'm following the rules for responding to videos, and they took the copyright strike off. Talking about this going to take me to court. I said, for what? I'm not monetized. I ain't make 3 cents on this. If anybody's making any money on it, it's whoever the copyright belongs to. It ain't me, that's for sure.
So if you want to try and come at your mom and tell her quit paying bills,
that's why you got to be careful when you monetize your videos. You got to make sure you follow a whole bunch of rules. That's why a lot of people aren't even doing that. They're smart. They're just doing the super chats and all that stuff.
Responsible, isn't it, son? That's very irresponsible.
Every month it's paying our cell phone bill.
Right.
Yeah, every month YouTube is paying for your cell phone bill. You get a government phone and you don't pay any bills on your phone. The only bill that you have every month that you are going to make sure that you pay by hook or by crook is your internet. I'm pretty sure his uncle pays for the lights. I'm pretty sure his uncle pays for the water. And I'm pretty sure you might be paying the uncle maybe $300 a month to be able to live there. But as far as like big bills go or whatever, you don't have that. But the only reason you even have a channel that's called, which some people ain't gonna like this, I still find it odd that there's a channel on YouTube called Shanny for Christ. After they wiped the floor with that channel, and now it's back. It's just like, whatever. But honestly and truthfully, these two are never, ever, 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 ever going to get a traditional job as long as they have the option to do YouTube or some form of social media, and somebody's willing to give them large sums of donations.
And helping us eat.
Yep.
Why would I give up something that's helping me live
And give hygiene items
to prove my love to you?
Hey, Jason, I mean, I know the answer to this question, but out of all of the things that you could have brought up, why are you saying that the YouTube channel is paying for hygiene products? Like hygiene products would involve soap, water, deodorant, cologne, things like that or whatever, right? And you're talking about buying stuff that you didn't even buy when I used to like spoil you two rotten when you were living in the house over there. Like, I'm not getting this. I'm not understanding this.
Hygiene items. You guys aren't even using hygiene items. You don't even brush your teeth or your hair. You barely shower.
That's a good point, Jason. And by the way, if you don't like the fact that this young lady said that you don't brush your teeth, one day get in front of the camera and show everybody your teeth. If they're still yellow, that proves you don't try to do anything with them. You know what I mean? You could do that. I mean, I would have you invite a YouTuber over there, but we all know how you feel about company. The only company you want in your life ever is going to be Shanny. You don't want nobody else coming over there to visit you. We all know that.
You guys, hygiene items, don't lie.
That's not logical.
There's 2 people on social media that has physically been around these guys. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. Because then there's what was that guy name? Agent of Doubt, I think his name is. Is it Agent of Doubt? Yeah, Agent of Doubt has met them in person in Boulder, Colorado. I met them in person in Pennsylvania. To tell you the truth, for those of you who are interested, Von Helton and J-Dub smell better than both of them.
There's no way there's logic involved with cutting off the channel for nothing.
Von Helton doesn't shower, from what I understand. Wasn't they living in a car or something? Yeah, Von Helton and J-Dubs, I hugged them both, and they both smell better than these 2.
When it's monetized and making money. When we need money. There's no way it makes sense to just say, oh, I'm doing this no more.
Well, the reason why William doesn't want you doing this anymore is because you have a habit, you and your girlfriend have a habit. And by the way, you can blame Drag, you can blame all these other people all you want. And Dragnut's a prick, he's a jerk, and a lot of other things and whatnot. But the one thing you can't blame him for is how many times Shanny has put her kids' personal information on the internet, or have put them on the internet, made fun of her own kids on the internet, used her kids on the internet to get clicks and views. And this has happened over and over and over and over and over again. This is well documented. And I can actually make quite the funny video just taking clips of how many times both of you have done that. You don't respect people's privacy. If you don't like the people, you use their first and their last names. You don't respect your own, and I'm talking to Shanny right now. I'm not talking to Jason no more, because this isn't his child. Shanny, you don't even respect your own child's privacy. You know, you better be lucky that's your son, and he has some semblance of love for you, because you thought I did some damage. Just imagine what would happen if William got mad at you and decided to start talking.
Money does not grow on motherfucking trees, William. You know that, right? They make the money.
The reason why you're pretty mad about money not growing on trees, Jason, is because you didn't like spending your money on William. And it is well documented on YouTube. And William has told me how he truly feels about you. He says that in Boulder, Colorado, he appreciated how you put food on their plate, but he never appreciated how you treated them and how you talked to them. I'll get to Shanny soon.
Trees. But it don't grow on it, does it? No.
And then William also was afraid of you too, and so was Zachary. For how you behaved when you was in Boulder, Colorado. You said that money don't grow on trees. You're right about that, Jason. Money doesn't grow on trees. And when you're on YouTube begging people to give you money for pizza and cigarettes and soda, and then you start complaining about like Peppers is on this and you don't drink this particular soda, and then you're spending somebody else's money. My friend, go listen to that Barry White song. You keep telling me this and telling me that. Practice what you preach.
You got to make money in this world, and your mom's channel's making money. So she's going to stream. She's going to do content. And that's so crazy to say stop.
Hey, Jason, yeah, your mom needs to make money and she needs to stream, Jason. Jason, when you had your $750,000 and you was a big shot on here and whatnot, how did YouTube contribute to you losing all of that? Just curious. How did YouTube contribute to you being the way you are today? Because, you know, you gotta stream in order to make money. That's the only way you can make money. God forbid one of you go get a job or whatever. I'm bringing that up because I don't want to bore you guys with the same comments I've been making on this channel for the last 2 or 3 years. You all know what I'm talking about. Let's continue.
No.
What happened there? Let me see.
She's making money. And we need it.
Money is more important. Well,
money is needed. You wouldn't be talking to us right now because we would.
Do you need money to survive? Yes, you do. Now shut the fuck up.
Everybody fucking does.
Wait a minute, Shanny. Wait a minute, Shanny. So this is what you say to your son. Do you need money to... This is pretty ironic about, comparing you to how you parent William as to opposed to how your mother raised you. That video I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to compare and contrast this trash with what you said about your own mother, you hypocrite. You know what I mean? But anyway, you just told your own son on YouTube to shut the blank up. Getting very similar to what Jason said to Zachary when he thought that the cat was harmed and told him that he was going to whip his behind. He didn't say it like that. I'm not going to repeat what this foul-mouthed person actually said. But anyway, let's continue.
Think I want to be on YouTube with a bunch of freaking assholes all
yes, you do. Yes. And you love the negative attention that you get from these people. Yes, you do. And okay, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, G-Man's bitter and G-Man's wrong. Let's just play this game here for a little bit, okay? G-Man's bitter, G-Man's wrong, G-Man blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Because this is how she's going to argue later if she sees this video. But I'm learning how to shut her up so that she don't even make a video. You know what I mean? Before she even gets a chance. Let's just say I'm wrong about that. The man had $750,000 that you at one point had control of when you was in Boulder, Colorado, and you was still making YouTube videos. You were still being called all kinds of names. You were still being destroyed on here by Dragnut and all these other people and whatnot. You have a video on here saying that I am, as a matter of fact, that I should show people because I hate that video. And I'm a diva. And I don't like some scrub, blah, 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 telling me in death threats. Like honestly, like people ain't just going to forget that stuff. You were loaded and you were still trying to make money on YouTube while collecting food stamps. Of course you love this attention because this right here is your life. You can't live without this. One thing I'll say about Brett King can leave YouTube for at least a year and a half. You, on the other hand, maybe a month. At the absolute longest, you need this. You need this to survive. This is an addiction. This is better than weed for you. Being on YouTube is better than sex with Rev. You need this. That is why you're constantly on here. So of course you love the negative attention. You love it. You eat it up. Look at the attention I'm getting.
The time treating me like shit.
You absolutely love it. You don't like it when people treat you good. You love being treated like garbage. I mean, for crying out loud, look who you're with right now.
For nothing? You think I do that for nothing? You think I'm doing this right now for nothing? I'm not. I'm trying to get my son back to talk to me. And I'm trying to make money.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the best way to get your son to talk about you is to get on here talking smack about him. You're an absolute genius. You got the IQ of presidents, woman. You definitely know what you're doing. You know, the problem with that, though, Shanny, is this. A lot of them are, your kids didn't forget about how you forced them to stay in the room most of the day. How William never, I'm sorry, not William, my bad. I got that one wrong, my bad. William, this is for you. Zachary, this is for you. On how Jason never wanted those kids in the room with you whenever you guys are watching movies and doing alone time, which is basically every day of your life. You always got to have alone time. And Shanny, don't play stupid. There are videos on that not Fundy Archive on Rumor Reese. No, that ain't the channel. What the heck is it? I haven't watched it in so long. But there's an archive of videos on here with Shanny complaining how Jason doesn't want her spending time with her own kids. And I'm just going to confirm it. Like they would be in their rooms and they would be scared to go in there and ask their own mother a question. Because he didn't want them in there. And then you guys seen the pictures and the videos I showed you on how they used to hoard the food and whatnot for the kids. And whatnot, because Jason would say that they would eat all the food. Her kids didn't forget that. How they wanted to go to places like the park, but because these people were so paranoid with believing that they're being followed and the FBI is following them and Dragnet got the spies out there and whatnot, that that they were so paranoid about that she didn't even let her kids go outside and play. They couldn't even go to the park. Their park was the bedroom. The end. They spent a lot of time in the bedroom. So they're going to grow up and they're going to see that and they're going to be like, now William might make a video and say, oh, G-Man ain't necessarily being accurate about that. William, listen, the only time I ever seen you at the park is when I brought you to the park. To shoot a basketball around a little bit. Because if you remember where that house was, the walk to the park was only about maybe 2-3 blocks away over there by Marywood University. It wasn't that far. All right. I don't recall these two ever taking you two to the park. Now in Boulder, she might have did it. She might have did it in Duluth. But as far as Pennsylvania went, most of the time, y'all were just secluded to the house. Unless, and because I know y'all used to love when I used to come and see you. When I used to come and when I came to visit. I used to take you guys to the convenient mart to get y'all candy or whatever, or take you to Walmart so you guys can actually get some proper food, even though this woman was getting food stamps.
Because I have to. Because last month, I barely did any videos because I was so depressed over William. And I didn't make a lot of money.
Have you ever wanted to see your home
commercial? We got to back out of this for copyright issues. So let's just get past this real quick and we'll get back to the video. Let me mute this and then play it so we can get to the skip option. So I don't like covering channels that are copy. Hold on a minute. So anyway, let's get back to it. So anyway, before we get back to this, I just want to say this again. Shanny would get her food stamps. And then when I come over, we don't got no food. We don't got no food. And there's rice in the cabinet. There's beans in the cabinet. There's food that if you actually cooked it, it could be prepared for the kids. And they just didn't do that stuff. I know a lot of people on YouTube are sending them pressure cookers and like air fryers and things like that and whatnot. And those things were barely used. And like I said, William might be like, well, G-Man, you wasn't always around or whatever. But from what I can see, you know what I mean? The only kind of food they want is the fast food. Anyway, let's go back to the video. I don't know what William said about me, if he said anything at all. But let's go to this.
Mention that if you see this video kind of like jumping around, it was just like little bits of clips of her long 8-hour live. So I just went through and found the interesting parts that were worth re-listening to. It's insane, some of the stuff we're about to hear. I'm sure you guys heard it, but there's a few things that I missed.
And that really hurt us. And now I just have to do what I need to do. Because I don't have William. I have this.
Oh, okay. So you don't have William, you don't have Zachary, you have YouTube. When you had William and Zachary, you had YouTube. When you had Chris, William, and Zachary, you had YouTube. When you had Doug, William, and Zachary, you had YouTube. When you was in Boulder, Colorado, and you was worth almost $1 million, you had YouTube. You've always got YouTube because you're addicted to YouTube. And you don't care if William told you to stop you doing YouTube. You don't care if Zachary told you. The federal government can tell you. You're not going to listen to them. Jason can tell you to get off of YouTube. You ain't going to listen to him because he's a loser. You're not going to listen to if Jesus came down from heaven and told you to get off of YouTube, you would tell Jesus, I'm going to do YouTube because you have a social media addiction. You have to do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to do this. Who do you think you run a game on over here? William lived with you all those years. Okay? And then the people who are responding to these things are going to do the same. You can't lie to this kid and say, well, son, I have to do this to survive. No, you ain't just doing this to make money, because if you wasn't on YouTube, your bills would still get paid because your boyfriend is your caretaker. And it's funny how you're sitting there trying to get your kid back, yet you will not acknowledge the fact that a child abuser is sitting right next to you. That would be Jason. And that perhaps your kids are still afraid of him. You ever thought about that, Shanny?
Thank you for the $2. It's not pathetic. This is my job.
It is.
It's how I survive. Before all of this went down,
William ain't paying her cell bill. So
neither are you. The taxpayers are, though, definitely, because you're using a free cell phone.
request your mom to stop doing something that pays the cell bill, are you going to pay our cell bill?
No, because the federal government's doing it and the taxpayers are, because you got a free Obama phone. Or did we just forget about that, Jason? I mean, unless you're moving on up in the world and you decide to get a cell phone. I don't know why you're not saving for rent and security so you can get your own place or whatever, you know?
This coming month?
They're acting like their free cell phone bill is what they pay. No, they're just worried that their DoorDash food will be cut lower. Like they won't be able to order DoorDash.
By the way, shout out to all the people on here who are hypocrites and saying that Shanny and REV were terrible parents and now are financially supporting them and whatnot. Shout out to you. You definitely made YouTube. You're making YouTube better.
As much. Acting like it's all about a bill. Girl, go sit somewhere.
Of course you're not. And you shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
Okay, so again, Jason, and this is really about, you know, Shanny and her and her kid. You're not a father. You're not a parent or anything like that. You can barely take care of yourself. What I would strongly recommend you do, if Shanny's going to make a video like this, is to go for a walk, because this has to do with parents. You know, Shanny and her kid. You're kind of disqualified here. Yeah, you spent some of your money on these kids. Okay, great. You never married Shanny. Those are not your kids. You should keep your opinion to yourself. That's what you should do. Being the last of the Egroffs, maybe you should go find somebody who can have a baby.
He's going to pay it with revenue from her channel.
Yeah, she said she's going to pay it. No shit. Because you won't work. You won't get off your lazy, dirty butthole and get a job.
She's leaving YouTube. And she shouldn't have to.
To prove my love to you.
By the way, Jason, this is why you don't receive disability. All somebody got to do is see this video, see how you're interacting, and realize you'll never get disability because you're full of it. You are straight up full of it. And I wish they would think about that before they make these videos, because all this is going to do is be documented and used to show them that they're a bunch of scammers.
It's insane. And you never requested anything like this, even when it was at its worst, Will. You never told mom, just, you have to stop YouTube or I'm not going to talk.
Let me rewind this. Hold on a minute.
Talk to you anymore. That never happened.
Wait. Let me
Have to.
What?
To prove my love to you.
That's insane. And you never requested anything like this,
Really?
even when it was at its worst, Will.
Really?
You never told mom, just, you have to stop YouTube or I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That never happened.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I don't know about the not talk to you no more, because you know how they like to make up stuff out of thin air and whatnot. But that's Boulder Dash, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a video. What the heck is the name of that archive channel? It's not Fundy Archive. It's I forget what it's called. I'm sorry. This is how you know I haven't been doing this that often anymore. It's not Fundy Archive. It's not Shabby for Christ. It's not Fat Courtney Love. As a matter of fact, one of them might be on Fat Courtney Love, because I believe no. It is Fundy Archive. It is Fundy Archive. And it's another channel too, where Shanny was putting her kids on camera, and they was asking her not to do it. They didn't want to get involved with all of the nonsense that was going on, when Shanny was making her videos.
So why now? You're not even with us anymore.
Nobody knows who.
Hey, Hey, Jason, why aren't the kids with her anymore? I'm curious. Oh, I forgot. My bad. My bad. Wasn't you arrested for kicking Zachary or something like that? I believe that. Wait a minute. That's not the. Wait a minute. Wasn't it because you willfully gave them up because Shanny realized that she couldn't take care of her kids, and out of the bottom of her own heart, she get that. That's not what happened. Wasn't you arrested for kicking one of them, Jason? Why is Shanny allowing you to speak on her behalf is beyond me. It has nothing to do with a mental illness. I think this has to do with the fact that she doesn't have an education. And it's as simple as that. This has to do that this woman does not have a education.
You are.
Right.
Why do you fucking care? They don't know how you look like. Why do you fucking care?
Some people want their privacy. Some people don't want to be talked about on channels. Some people are like that. Not everybody is walking around here being a YouTube drug addict. Not everybody on here is doing YouTube porn videos. And think about that. Why would your son want to be associated with somebody who got on YouTube and did porn with a child abuser? Have you ever thought about that, Shanny? This is the problem with you. Okay, you don't think. Look at all of the things that I've done in the past to this child or to my children, and what I've done to my reputation. Perhaps nobody wants to be associated with me because of my reputation. So, maybe I should honor and respect other people. Wait a minute, hold on. The only time Shanny wants people to honor and respect something is when she doesn't want them talking about her. But if I'm not mistaken, on Fat Courtney Love's channel, there's a video on there where Shanny is begging people to stop talking about her children. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't William threatening to unalive himself or something like that on Fat Courtney Love's channel? I can show these videos, by the way, and I'm going to choose not to because I'm going to wait for certain people to tell me I'm making stuff up, even though it's on their YouTube channels.
Get used to it. Get used to it. Because I'm going to do what I need to do to survive.
That's right. To survive, you got to get on YouTube, play video games, be jealous of, what's her name? Foodie. Get on here, you got to play video games, be jealous of Foodie Beauty, make dumb, pointless threats at other YouTubers and whatever else that you do on here, which I believe is a colossal waste of your time. Anyway, let's continue.
With or without you.
You have to.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. And have fights with Jason on camera to get sympathy for people so that when he gets locked up or kicked out the house so that you can make money on YouTube. Shanny, if you were a content creator that actually made content where you can actually make money, people would understand. But you are one of the biggest fakes and frauds on social media. One of them. You're not the worst. You are definitely one of them.
Why would you tell me not to?
Because he doesn't want his likeness and face being used on your channel. Actually, depending on how old he is, copper laws could actually come into play with that stuff, Shanny.
You know, there's been plenty of times because of YouTube, you had food in your mouth.
Sure.
You had clothes on your back.
When was this, Shanny? I'm dead up. When was this? Because if you two put clothes on their back, Zachary never had underwear. Something you've never properly explained before. And I can't wait till Zachary gets old enough to talk about this stuff one day on somebody's channel. I would love to hear why you thought he should never have a pair of underwear on and why he should just have a pair of jeans on. I'm just curious. It's not my child. That's your child. We'd love to hear your parenting style on that. You know? And as far as William goes, the only time I ever saw you being a nurturing mother towards him, now mind you, I'm not around you guys a lot all the time or whatever. I'm just talking about when I'm there. The only time I ever seen you being nurturing is when he came out and told you that he was LGBTQ. or curious or whatever. I have no idea what his position is today. Or I see you being nurturing when it benefited you. You always put social media ahead of your man, ahead of your mom and your dad, ahead of your children. You love social media more than you love yourself.
Facts.
Yep.
I'm sure the food stamps played the big role in food in their mouth. And they probably also got a free clothes voucher from the welfare office.
For those of you who grew up in a home where you had a mom and a dad who kept everything for themselves and then gave you when they thought that it was appropriate to give you, you're looking at the poster child for that, and that's Shanny. Shanny, I'm curious, Shanny, because I have a question for you. Are you a better parent than your mother, Shanny? That video I'll respond to. Are you a better mother than your mother was? Because the way I hear you talk about your mother and the way you talked about your father and the way you talked about your family, do you believe that you're a better mother than your mother was? And will William agree with you on that? I'm just curious.
You know, where they offer that to kids who are on food stamp and like literally have barely any income. They help get them clothes and backpacks and stuff. Because I mean, was her views pretty big back then, or were they just small? Like, because
I can answer that. When she was in Duluth, no, she wasn't getting a lot of views. She started getting a lot of views when Chris, her ex husband, was getting ready to divorce her, and she started getting on social media. She took that mask off of being a Christian on here and everything and whatnot. I mean, she took everything off and showed what she was really all about and whatnot. But she wasn't getting a lot of views until that whole Chris stuff started happening. Every now and then, if drama happened with like some of the other atheists that we used to deal with in the Great Debate days, she would get a boost or whatever. But no, she didn't have a lot of people watching her back then. And again, she was married to Chris. So Chris was taking care of a lot of that stuff. Chris would be a better person to get an answer to see whether or not YouTube actually paid for stuff. Because Jason was paying for a lot of stuff too, even though she was married to Chris.
because when they're just small, couple thousand, you don't get much at all. You'd be lucky if you made enough just to get paid for 1 month, which is $100 minimum.
Which yeah, and basically back then there wasn't no super chats, and there wasn't no Cash App or nothing like that. Literally your views and your subscribers counted. That's why a lot of people only try to get 1,000 subscribers now, and after that they don't particularly care because they're able to make money and whatnot. Back then you had to get a whole lot more than 1,000 subscribers if you wanted to live on YouTube, and that is not something that she had. I think the most subscribers that she had back in the Shanny for Christ days, she had just under 1,000, maybe 800 or 900 subscribers.
How does that put food and clothes on somebody's back?
That's right.
Now Jason, however, which has nothing to do with what she's talking about right now, he had closer to like maybe 13 or 16,000 subscribers when he had his Revelation News channel before he got involved with Shanny, and Shanny, jealous behind, had him delete his channel.
Okay, that's something I gotta kind of bring up for you. How would you have felt if she was trying to force contact with you and you're like, fuck off? You got to put yourself that, because that's the position now, right? William is you.
The one thing I will say is this. I think, and this is just a theory I got, I think that Jason is, Shanny, I want you to listen to me because I know you're probably mad at this particular point. But what I'm about to say to you, you need to take into consideration, Shannon, like honestly. You need to really start asking yourself some questions about Jason and your kids. Mainly because he's not necessarily ever really been that supportive of you having your kids. He literally just wants you to himself. Listen to what he used to say, or how he used to talk to your kids when your kids was with you. And I know you need him and whatnot, because we all know that if he throws you out, you're pretty much done. You might as well jump in the river or whatever, because you'll be done. But he's playing a pretty big role to manipulate your brain to keep those kids away from you. And if you really think about it, Jason's a big reason why William don't want nothing to do with you. It ain't just because you are streaming all the time. It's not just that. I do not believe it's just you streaming, because blood is thicker than water at the end of the day. Okay, I don't believe that it's just because of how you behaved before you got involved with him. I think it also has a lot to do with them being afraid of this guy and not liking Jason. And you are not going to pick your kids over Jason, even though literally this guy isn't doing a whole lot for you except for putting a roof over your head.
Oh, and fuck you, Betty.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And I'm doing exactly opposite of what my mom did.
Right. Because she went on there to blast you and
Exactly.
whatever the fuck.
Shanny, the poor.
Oh, and by the way, let me correct myself on something, because I've been saying that for long enough. At this particular point, it's not really Jason providing a roof over her head. It's Jason's uncle providing a roof over Shanny's head. Because if the uncle wants them gone, they're going to be gone.
Victim. Even back then, on your old videos, you were sitting there throwing accusations at your parents before they ever came out. Constantly. Because you were trying to make...
Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I continue with the video or whatever. Just to make sure that you guys can hear me and whatnot. Okay, so, oh yeah, definitely Mistress, this section of dark. Then Shanny pushed herself into his life. Exactly. But I believe definitely one of the reasons why William and Zachary don't really want to kind of deal with their mom no more isn't just because of her behavior on YouTube. They really don't like Jason. Zachary does not like Jason. Zachary has autism and he doesn't like Jason. And William's a little bit more understanding, but they're probably old enough now where they don't really got to put up with that nonsense no more. They got loving caretakers that's allowing them to live and to be themselves and to explore the world and whatnot, as opposed to these two restrictive people who didn't even want them to go outside, to go to the park, man. We're talking about little kids here. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue. Like I said, whenever I was around, I took them outside. I didn't care what they said.
It seemed like you were some abused child, and that's why you're 900 pounds. Girl, acting like
I
a
gotta
damn
agree with this content creator that's making this video here, because Shanny tends to forget all of them videos of what she said about her own mother. And Shanny, I think, and Shanny, I'm not saying I agree with you on how your mother treated you, but right now, you look a lot worse than her. And I mean a lot worse. Betty definitely was a better mother than you are.
Victim. I did the exact opposite. My mom just...
I don't see Betty staying with a child abuser. I don't see that happening. I don't see Betty staying with a child abuser. I don't see that happening. I don't see Betty choosing someone that did the things that Jason did over their kids. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I talked to that lady on the phone privately before she passed away. And you know, your mother don't seem to be anything like the things that you be saying.
Came out of nowhere and it started attacking me. What a liar these two are. They're sick.
Yeah. And that's right. The circumstances aren't totally the same because you're not abusive.
I did shower, Steffi.
Wait a minute, Jason. You told me that Shanny body slammed them in Boulder, Colorado. Told me that Shanny body slammed them. Now she's not an abuser. So are you one? When you Shawn Michaels one of the kids because you was mad at Shanny, from what I understand? Just curious. I don't know if William brought that up or talked about what happened when y'all lived inside of that house. And if YouTube, see, now this is the part that I want to get into, because William might not know this. Jason told me, and I mentioned this in the older video. Jason told me when Shanny and Red was living in the house, and I remember this because we was in the car and we was going to go drive to Domino's. It was a Domino's, a Pizza Hut. Might have been Domino's, because I think that's the one where they give you like the 3 pizzas for like, yeah, I think it was Domino's. It was either Domino's or Pizza Hut, but we went there. And in the car, that is when he told me that Shanny was actually making money on social media, because I was asking them. I said, well, when are you guys planning on paying rent or whatever? And he told me that Shanny made money, but he told me that money went to Delta 8. And I talked about this on Drag Channel. I talked about this on Carrie's channel. And I talked about this on other people's channels. You know what I mean? On what she was doing with the money that she made on social media. Why is this important? Because that house sometimes didn't even have heat. And Jason, you know this is one of the reasons why I'm ticked off at you. I remember very specifically coming over there, and I was very enthused about getting some gas inside of the getting some heat in there, because that particular furnace, I was told anyway, that it could have ran on diesel fuel. You can't do it all the time, but you could do it at least a couple of times until you actually get the fuel that they was going to give you. Because when I lived there before y'all got there, I used to do that. So I was going to go do it, and you didn't even want to get out the bed to take me to go get it. And then you got a so-called girlfriend, wife, whatever the heck you want to call Shanny. And then you got these 2 boys that are freezing their butts off. But you were too lazy to drive me to a gas station and go get this stuff. Like, Jason, like, really? You can fool those new people watching you. You can go fool them. Okay, because they don't know you. All they know is, oh my God, they're attacking Shanny. This is so wrong. Nobody should be doing this. Oh, joy. But the point of the matter is, dude, you didn't even want to get off your butt on many occasions. Found you a job twice and you were too good for it. Well, we're going to forget about that. Keep talking about him. You keep talking about him because you want to support the woman that you're sitting next to. I mean, I get it. I understand. You'll sell your soul for that poutine pie. I get it. I understand. That smelly poutine pie. P.U. You know what I mean? But I mean, I get it. I understand that. But you can fool those new people. You can't fool me, dude. Can't fool me.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Spraying yourself down with, what is that stuff she keeps spraying underneath her folds? Like, she hides the camera and all you hear is ch. One time I saw her lift up her gut. Is that what do they call that? Hand sanitizer? Spraying hand sanitizer or room spray on your body don't count as a shower, Shanny.
Yeah, her hair's nice, fluffed out, beautiful. Her hair's gorgeous.
I was depressed as shit the whole time taking a shower, but I still took the shower.
She did it, yeah.
You took a shower, but both of you are still in the same clothes. You're in the same clothes literally every video.
And that's hard, guys.
The reason why they wear the same clothes is because they don't do laundry. Okay? And I'm going to say this again. They don't do laundry. The only time their clothes ever got washed, I want to hear something funny, is when I went and did it. I took their clothes and I think the machine. I didn't think that the machine in the basement was going to work, so I kind of walked to the laundromat. I went to the laundromat and I washed this woman's panties, her bra, her shirt, and all that stuff, and his clothes. And they was like, when they finally got their clothes, they had a washing machine in the basement. They had a dryer in the basement, and they would not use it. None of this should surprise anybody, because in Boulder, when they got evicted from that place that they was in, you know, there was they had a washer and a built-in washer and dryer. I don't think they ever use it. It's just laziness. All they care about is social media, getting high, smoking cigarettes, social media, drinking, getting high, and that's all they cared about.
No oil in my hair, though, in the sulfurate.
Yeah.
But you see how soft it makes your hair, though?
It's gorgeous. Well, I don't like it. I don't like that shit. I don't want it in my hair ever again. I'll just have my hair the way it is. It's fine. I don't like it.
Because it showed just how bald he was. Like, when his hair was pasted down, it's nothing but scalp and like little patches of stringy long hair. He got embarrassed. If y'all find the video where they're doing their coconut oil treatment, can y'all like take some pictures of his bald scalp for me, please?
Just feel of it, that slimy dog shit. I don't like that. I never really liked gel in my hair as a kid, like that, because I had shorter hair when I was a kid. Of course, you know, you gotta cut your hair. You
like that place must smell like Delta feet. That place looks like it smells like Delta feet. I'm pretty sure they keep the floors clean to some extent because the uncle is probably strict like I am. But I can tell by looking at that couch and what they do in there. That place must smell like Delta feet.
Yippee, you know, you gotta cut your hair.
We need to somehow get Shanny to bleach his hair. I think Jason deserves a nice long hair bleaching. Leave it on there for a couple hours so it gets nice and white. Okay?
His hair has already been blonde. I don't know about bleach, but it's been blonde. All you got to do is go to Fat Courtney Loves YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of videos on there with his hair like that.
He's been instigating these weird thoughts in her head about her son. So the least she could do is just bleach his hair.
My thing is why, Shanny, you said that your mother and your father abused you when you grew up. You get involved with Jason, he abused your kids, and now you're joining Jason with attacking your kids. These two are definitely like Dumb and Dumber. They needed to stop calling themselves Shanny and REV and start calling themselves Dumb and Dumber.
So when I had a shorter hairstyle, I did the
matter of fact
gel was
but
back.
in the past I used to call them the Minnesota Barracuda and the Pennsylvania. What did I call them? The Pennsylvania. Was it the Pennsylvania Disgrace or the Pennsylvania Hobo? I'm not 100% sure what I was calling it, but I know I called Shannon the Minnesota Barracuda. And I think you know what's more appropriate: Dumb and Dumber, because they don't think before they make these videos.
Acting up and the shit bullshit.
And by the way, Shanny and REV, you don't get brownie points and trophies for coming on YouTube and well, at least we're being ourselves. You can be yourself and have class doing it at the same time. Keep some of your life private, you know. Just saying.
Hated it. I hated having short hair. This is not me.
It also don't look great on you.
It's not me. I'm supposed to have this. I'm just am.
A nice old head shaving would do as well because his hair.
I'm gonna love what I'm about to say right now because I said this and she tried to throw me out that house because I said this. You know, Shanny, you said that your man needed to have long, girly hair. The two of you claim to be Christians. Don't you think it's time for this guy to start looking like a man and get a haircut? His hair should be short, Shanny. You should cut his hair so he can look like a man. You got him walking around looking like a female. But then again, considering y'all beliefs, can't really say a whole lot about that.
Is fried. It is burnt fried. And him being really bald on top does him no favors. When you dye it brown, all it does is just make your scalp shiny and brown. I've seen people bald looking and dyed their hair brown, and all you see is a shiny brown, fake brown colored scalp. We know it's all scalp over there. So you either bleach the hair or you get rid of it.
He's a lion. He has to have his mane.
That's what the kids.
By the way, I'm an open book when it comes to these two and these topics and whatnot. William, if you're watching this and you believe I'm misrepresenting Jason, and you think I'm misrepresenting your mother, or you believe that I'm not being truthful regarding a something or whatever, that I got my receipts. Please make a video and let me know if I'm wrong about something. I will correct myself. And if and if you think I'm wrong and I know I'm right, please understand I got the receipts.
His name is Justin Troutman, and he worked at Starbucks. He's like, dude, you're like a fucking lion. Look at that hair. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm a Leo too. And he's like, oh, that makes sense, bro. Your hair is fucking sick, man.
Oh,
like,
one more thing, William. Oh, and by the way, it's proof that Shanny has that I can understand how William and Zachary feel. Back when I was trying to give him back his house, and I was trying to give him money and everything and whatnot, I revealed that I had Zachary's red cell phone. to this very day, they don't want it because they don't particularly care about those kids. They really don't.
But
You
it was
want to
real.
see Rev's legs?
Hold back then. They're not solid fucking muscle. No.
Okay, so I figured something out. Maybe I figured it out.
Who made this? Did he really do that on camera? Oh my god! I think that's the picture. Not like that, but his head is like this or whatever on Facebook, and had the nerve to try to get me to add him on. Get the heck out of here!
What I'm trying to
That's
say.
disgusting.
You know his picture he posted on his community tab where he's like doing that weird pose and he's showing.
And this is not entertainment, Jason. This is just you acting like a disgusting thing at this particular point. I'm not even going to call you a human. At this particular point, I'm going to call you a thing.
Yuck. Okay, first of all, yuck. Second of all, he really believes the troll comments when they're saying, oh, you should sign up for this. You'll make a lot of money. And he really believes that the men want to see him. So he thinks by posting that, he's going to get some money. Like, you're a liar and you're a fraud.
Well, there are a couple of YouTubers who will pretend to be men and will give them money. One of them happens to be a dinosaur, and there's a couple of other people out there that might be willing to waste their money and give it to them or whatever. But just saying.
And it's all about money. And the sad thing is, the trolls were only kidding. I was laughing my ass off whenever I heard that comment say, "Oh, you should make," because they're trolling him, and he really believes it. These two are
The reason why they believe it is because people are actually sending them money for stuff. I don't know if it's their play money or whatever, but the point is that they're actually sending them money. So that's why they believe this stuff.
I don't know what's wrong with these two.
I got sort of a offending little fucking thing going on sometimes with my body, and I'm fine with that. I like it. I turn myself on sometimes, which is cool.
That is such a weird thing to say. Like, come on.
And then later on, everybody needs to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, Jason, whatever.
You turn yourself on sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. You're a danger. You're a danger to the public.
No.
Hey, Shanny, how is supporting a child abuser going to help you to talk to William again? I'm just curious. Because, William, you need to understand something. You've seen what they did to me, all right? At the time, I didn't know it, but you've seen what they did to me. You've seen what they've done to other people in the past. You do understand they're going to try to do this to you. I mean, I know that's your mom and everything and whatnot. But the point of the matter is they want you back so they can use you. They can get in your pockets and then give you every sob story on planet Earth so that they can get your money. That is the only reason they want you back. It ain't because of love. It ain't because of devotion. Because if the woman really loved you, you wouldn't have got treated the way you treated, the way you got treated in Boulder or in Duluth or even in PA. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, let me make fun of my son and kiss and hug my child abuser. Oh, this is so adorable. And by the way, all the people who donate their money to him and donate their money to Shanny, just remember there's a video on YouTube with him threatening to child abuse an autistic kid in a road video. And this man is actually guilty of kicking an autistic child in the back, in which William had to call the police on him. Shanny's so in love. Oh! Like I said, dumb and dumber. Hey, I got a great idea. Why don't we show affection on camera while we attack Shanny's son? Hey, Beavis. Hey, Beavis. I got a great idea. Yeah, butthead. What do you think, butthead? Let's make fun of William. That would be totally cool, dude. And then after we do that, maybe we should get affection on camera. We'll definitely trick some people to giving us some money because there's a sucker born every day. Hey, Beavis. I think that's a great idea. Anyway, let's continue.
Look at him hugging up all over his flakes. He loves his flakes. He's sitting there breathing them in and just inhaling them.
I love you.
Oh, and William's looking at this. Mom, how can you say you love him when he kicked my brother in the back?
Feel like, oh, sorry. Sorry. I was holding it. Sorry. Thank you. You're like, we got each other, you know. That's not enough. I know.
Look at that gigantic arm.
Hey,
Just
Beavis, I got a great idea, Beavis. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to kiss my child-abusing boyfriend.
pulling him in. God.
I don't
Just
particularly care about them kissing, but what's hilarious about it is that you're trying to win your kid back who doesn't even like him. And then now you're trying this mess with your own son. How stupid can you get? You're never gonna know till you met. This young girl is as dumb as her name. Her name is Shanny, and she don't got no game. Shanny's as dumb as her name. Yeah, that's Shanny. Shanny's dumb.
them
Shanny's
that old
dumb,
shriveled
so.
up body. Although he does have a pretty big gut. The rest of his body's like real thin and frail. That looks, oh my, 70 pounds lost where, Shanny? You're starting to piss me off the more you keep saying that. I mean, where's all the 70-pound weight loss? We would see it somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she just says that for the camera, you know. She just says it for the camera. I doubt any of that is true. You know, whatever.
We don't. Every time we see your arm, it's just as big, if not bigger. Your face barely lost any weight. Like, where's the 70 pounds? Where?
It's not enough.
I mean, then again, maybe she did lose 70 pounds because, you know, her toes look smaller. You know what I mean? I think I saw a video where we looked at her toe. One of her toes looked a lot smaller. So I think each toe is about 70 pounds. I'm not 100% sure.
You need your boy. You need to at least talk to your boy.
I'm so worried about what's going on with him.
The man who beat up Williams, who kicked Williams' brother in the back. I'm just so concerned about him, Jason. What do you think? Baby, maybe I should kick William in the back. Brother, these two are dumb.
He knows that. He doesn't want to talk to you.
He's going down such a dark route.
He's going down such a dark road, staying away from Jason, who doesn't care about him, and a mother who only wants to use him. Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about that, really. You got to let your boy make mistakes.
I gotta show this to Alex Jones. Schroeders. I gotta show this to these Schroeders, man, because they gotta see what happened to this guy, man. Oh my God, yo. I don't even think he has testicles anymore at this particular point. I have to show this to his truther buddies, because this is just sad. This is just pathetic.
And going no contact with you is a big mistake. Because you're one of the people in life that knows him the best, of course.
That's why I think he's running away, because I do know him the best.
But
and he's doing some fucked.
Well, I don't know about that, Shanny. I don't know about that. I think an argument could be made. I don't know. That his new parents, the ones who adopted him, might know him a little bit better than you. Considering the majority of your adult life, you've been on YouTube and spending very little time with your kids and very little time with actual family or whatever, you know. And before you tell me I'm wrong about that, go talk to anybody who watches Fun the Archive. And that's older than some of these other channels that are out there. But no, I don't think you know William better. I can make an argument that Chris knows William better than you. And before anybody think I'm being a jerk, go look at how William talks about how Chris, who is no longer the husband of Shanny, go look at how he talks about those kids as opposed to Jason. Go look at the comparisons. Chris absolutely loved and adored those boys. Jason, however, just wants Shanny, and that's it. And now that he only has Shanny, he's a miserable, confused it.
Shit.
Yeah, like again, we can't know. We can't.
Oh, and by the way,
the
reason why I'm calling you an it, because I don't know if you're a man or a woman anymore. Like, honestly, that's why I call you an it.
Sit around here and speculate and speculate and speculate. It's literally spinning your wheels and going nowhere in your car. You know, like,
I can't help it. It's hormones. It's instincts. It's like knowing there's something wrong.
Well, there's not, because he did an interview.
No, there is something going on.
You just shut everything off with that. Jesus fucking Christ, all that goddamn garbage over there.
Why are you letting all that trash build up?
Hey, by the way, if there's any Christians actually watching this right now, Jason claims to be a Bible believer. Oh, sorry, hold on. He doesn't claim to be a Christian no more. He claims to be a follower of Christ. Now, he loves Shanny. We know how many B's and hoes and S's and all this other stuff he calls Shanny. But the fact that he can say that about his God and everything and whatnot, and about the person that he claims to worship and whatnot, I just don't know. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to say that he's probably not a follower of Christ, and he's probably a fake and a pretender. And believe me, he hates it when I say this about him. But ain't no Christian using that kind of language. I'm sorry. That is not the way he just got finished doing it.
Up, Mr. Caretaker. I hope they see all the garbage you guys are throwing around on the floor. You're going to hear him shovel in so much trash when he grabs a trash.
If the garbage is like that, then I'm willing to bet money the uncle is probably not even in the state. If that's true, the uncle is probably not in the state, and they're probably just letting go and not trying to take care of the place no more. And like I said, even the couch looks like it's a lot dirtier now than it was in the past. You know what I mean?
Trash bag. It's insane.
Sorry. I just shut off everything. Me too. Sorry. 1 minute. Let me fix this. There we go.
Oh, she's got to hurry up and pretend like she's sad again. It's
By the
all
way,
a show.
By the way, Shanny, I want to give you a little bit of advice. I kind of gave you this advice before you didn't take it. If you're serious about losing weight, because you're not exercising, you're not going walking, you're making videos on here, it's a joke and whatnot. I mean, if you want, I can make some videos and teach you how to exercise. As a matter of fact, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think I can make some videos doing some bench presses and shoulder work and things like that and whatnot, just for your, so that you can learn how to exercise and everything and whatnot. But what I recommend you do is use that insurance that you got while you still got it, and go get them to tie your stomach or something, and make your stomach hold less food. There's liposuction. There's a lot of stuff that you can actually do to help you with your weight loss goals and everything and whatnot. But yeah.
While he sits over there and cleans up after you, she won't even get up to help. Turn the camera off then, Shanny, if you're so embarrassed of yourself. She won't even shut the camera part off for a second to help. That's how.
Well, she's hoping to deceive William into coming back so William can do all of that stuff. And I'm pretty sure she'll say her arthritis is preventing her from being able to bend down and pick up a piece of paper and all the other stuff and whatnot, and all the other lies that she tells about what she can and what she can't do. Like she told me.
lazy she is.
Hey, Shanny, I know this is kind of old, and I haven't said this to you in a while, but how about those blood clots that you were telling me about, and everything, How about those blood clots?
Like you know your kid can go into like psychosis, right? And he's acting outside of his character. How could you not be a wreck? How can you not be a wreck?
Wait a minute. So if her son went no contact, if William's seeing a therapist, maybe the therapist identifies Shanny as being a narcissist. That could be it too. If William's therapist or whoever is giving William his advice, he might have come to the conclusion that his mom is a narcissist, and that the best way to deal with them is to just ignore them. I don't know.
Shit, parents wouldn't give a fuck.
Like,
I've been.
By the way, Shanny, I know you told me that you know a lot about lighting and all that other stuff and whatnot. You know about this stuff better than me and everything and whatnot. That's all fine and well. The purpose of having a green screen so that the green screen could cover everything, not so that we can see the curtains and everything behind you. These days, you don't even need a green screen to be able to make a decent background.
He's been going to therapy since he was like 6 years old because he used to have really bad anxiety attacks. So
that's very true. Very true. William does have anxiety. Yep. And the way that you handled that anxiety. Hey, William, why don't you go in your room 12 hours out of the day while me and my man over here will sit here and make videos all day?
I knew he inherited mental problems, right? So I always taught him DBT. And
No. I think you're really good at putting things on people. Like, for example, you got Jason believing a lot of stuff about himself that ain't true, and you're not even a doctor. As a matter of fact, you want to talk about flagging videos, Shanny. As soon as you start making medical claims on your channel and not giving disclaimers, they can flag you into oblivion if they want to.
Coping skills. So
this is how I know
he did get
some of these reaction people that are dealing with Shanny don't really know what to do with somebody like her when she starts threatening people to flag people's channel. Oh, you better start stealing my content or I'm going to flag your channel. If Shanny makes a medical claim and there's no disclaimer or nothing like that, she can lose her channel for that stuff. Or if somebody, God forbid, somebody takes her advice and then they get hurt or injured, she can be sued.
Like personality disorder, he could have a little bit of coping mechanisms instilled in him so he wouldn't have to suffer the way I do.
You're not a doctor and you don't know what's wrong with William. I definitely believe that one of the things that William's getting now that he wasn't getting before is TLC. That is for sure. Because I don't believe I've ever seen you give him TLC. Maybe when he was younger, you probably did. But not when I was around. Not the kind of TLC a young boy would need growing up. Definitely not making him sit in a room and, preventing him from getting sunlight and all that other stuff. That kind of thing isn't good. That's why when Uncle G-Man came around, he was taken care of.
I'm telling you, he's not using anything to help himself and his coping mechanisms.
Yeah, until he does, you should not want to contact him either. Because he's just going to hurt you.
Listen to this advice. Honey, I got the best idea. Your son doesn't want to talk to you, so you don't talk to your son. But baby, you're a child abuser. Maybe you should stay out of this conversation. But of course, that's not going to happen because, Shanny's got cobwebs up here for brains. Oh, and Shanny, before you make your video saying that G-Man's stupid and you always knew I was stupid, just remember who you're listening to when it comes to your kid. Just remember that, okay? Oh, and by the way, before you start defending Jason, just remember your mom was an abuser, your dad was an abuser, and your cousins and your sisters, and you hate them to death, but you love the one that's giving you that, that's giving you that, that's giving you the what everybody call it, baby carrot or whatever, who's giving you the small end of things.
So
Definitely the best way to get your kid back, the best way to get your kid back to talking to you, the best way to do it, after he tells you to stop talking about him on YouTube, is for you to get on here and talk to him about YouTube. But you don't need it. You just do this because you need money, right? Right, Shanny? Yeah. Okay.
Now, am I being a pussy and I should hang this fucking call? I should take her phone, close this hangout, call the ambulance, and get her in a hospital. That's what somebody would tell me. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not, because I value her autonomy. And I'm not going to put her in scenarios.
Liar. You don't value her autonomy. You drop Shanny a quadrillion times over again, and she's done it to you a quadrillion times over again. Stop with the nonsense. Well, I don't want to take away her ability to be free. I don't know about that, Jason. I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Hey, Jason, you ain't looking too good, dude. Looks like you're, the Bible says that after the death, it's a judgment. Dude, you're about to meet Jesus someday. If I were you, I would really, really start up as right. You don't care about that stuff because you believe that Jesus was a witch, if I'm not mistaken, right? Anyway, let's continue.
Where she might have a couple guards outside her door. I'm not going to fucking do that to her. Does she maybe need it for mental health? Yeah, but I'm not going to do it for her.
You're not going to put her in a hospital if she needs mental help and she has protection, because you're not going to do that to her because you respect her autonomy. Yet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you two have a fight? And you two is trying to go to a hospital. Oh, that's right. I forgot. All that was faking. Y'all just needed money and whatnot. I forgot. My bad. I actually took that seriously. My bad.
I'm not going to do it to her because I wouldn't want that done to me. Period. Some nurses are more,
That's a lie. On Graveyard Flowers, there's you two fighting and you dying to go to a hospital because you wanted to get away from the Minnesota Barracuda. Stop lying, dude.
He definitely needs to get his hair bleached. Shanny, just bleach his hair, please. You guys can film it or go live on Jason's channel and do it.
Authoritarian acting. You're doing this now. If I was a nurse, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that to people.
That goes against the law actually doing that.
Yeah, but they do it.
They shouldn't.
They do, though.
They can persuade, but that's as far as they can go.
That's exactly right. That's how I understand.
You have a right to your own.
These two are stupid. These two are stupid. Like I said, for more reference, go to Graveyard Flowers and you'll see how many times they tried to put each other in hospitals. They don't know what they're talking about.
Health decisions. And I don't want to die in a goddamn hospital.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that if you want to do anything against someone's will, you got to cop it 5150. That's how it works. Anything else is illegal.
I'm completely sound of mind to state I do not want to die in a hospital.
Mm-hmm. And you're in your right mind, exactly.
Like I said, when I came to this house, my intention was coming here to die.
Mm-hmm.
A few months ago, I had an identity crisis. Who am I?
Okay, so let's get that off of there real quick. So basically, when you went back to the uncle's house, you have no intention on moving. For the people out there that can do it, you need to clip that video and you need to show that to the uncle. They have no intention on moving. They're going to stay there forever. They are in their forever home. So anyway, let's get back to this stupid thing here. And let me get past this commercial here real quick. And we'll get back to it. Okay, hold on. She basically is there for the rest of her life. Okay, that's great. Okay. That's probably why the video was titled the way it was. Screen share. Let's get to this here real quick. Here we go.
Sick is that? And she's not even dying of anything. The only thing she has wrong is her obesity. That is it. So how long are you going to be living in that? She's not going to leave that house. She's not. She don't want to.
Because I've been in that bad of health.
No disrespect to Rev's uncle. No disrespect to him whatsoever. I met the guy. Me and him get along and everything and whatnot. It's better you than me. I'm just saying. I'm glad that this is your responsibility now and not mine. That's all I got to say.
He knows he is.
Shanny just told you she don't never want to leave. They want to die in that house. This is what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. This is as good as it's ever going to get.
Fucked. Hearing that, he's like, oh, shit. She is not leaving this house until she decides she passes away. Whatever, which is, it could be another 20 plus years.
Normally, I would feel bad for Jason, but you want to know what? He kind of deserves it. He kind of deserves it. As a matter of fact, he totally deserves it because this is what he chose for his life. And when it gets worse and worse and worse, he can't blame the devil. He can't blame YouTubers or nothing like that. He was the dummy that kept that woman around.
Thank you, Miss Liz.
Bless your heart. Is that art?
No,
it's another.
It's a fellow BPD.
Oh my God, you are the key to this shit, Shanny. You should really be the head of a group that gives support for BPD people.
BPD support group.
Absolutely, that's right. You're exiting. Yeah, so you got to make preparations for the exit, right? My mom did.
If you're gonna do it for the camera, move your head up a little bit more so people can see your eyes and whatnot. If you're gonna fake and pretend like all of this stuff and whatnot, like move your head up a little bit more because that's just some bad acting. I'm just saying.
Did it all for me. Bless her heart.
So they're going with that she's gonna die again soon or something. What will is she gonna leave her children's other than the fact that they gotta pay to either cremate her or get her buried? You're just leaving them a bill when you exit, woman. And Jason's like, damn, I gotta deal with that too. Yeah, Jason, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself how to pay for her burial or cremation in about.
It's probably going to be a cremation. It's not going to be a burial. She won't be buried. She'll be cremated.
20 years.
I got to do it too.
Yep, you do. Yep.
How much do I consider a good wage? Well,
a living wage. How about that?
I think I could live on, with the way things are, happily like $4,000, $5,000 a month.
Oh,
I know.
There you go. See?
You know what? Like I'm not even gonna leave a comment. And I know I'm not gonna leave a comment because this is not my problem no more. This is Jules, the teddy bear 55s, and all them other people on that. This is their responsibility. Thank God I am no longer dealing with these two no more.
And she's just talking about herself, not with anybody else.
Right.
$4,000 to $5,000 for one person. And you ain't got no bills. How much food do you really eat, Shanny? Like you're just happy as long as you get to just eat all day long whenever you want. That's all it is.
Right,
$4,000 or $5,000 a month, huh? There you go.
Yeah, I'm 42 years old, but I'm sick. Do you get it?
She doesn't have medical bills. She doesn't
and she ain't sick. Just to let y'all know.
Have home bills. She just.
And I'm gonna say this again. I don't care what other YouTuber on here say she is. She is not sick. There is nothing wrong with this woman. I came to this conclusion when I went over there uninvited, and I went over there and knocked on the door, and that woman was walking faster than me, running faster than me, and then talking about somebody the N-word and all those other stuff. There's nothing wrong with this woman. Nothing. The only people that believe this are the people that's giving her the benefit of the doubt, and the Pennsylvania hobo that's sitting next to him.
She figured she was gonna go there to pass away, knowing there's no bills. So why would one person need $4 to $5 grand a month to be happy? Because she wants to have food at her disposal.
She wants to get high. That's why. She wants to get high. She wants the lifestyle that she had when she lived in Boulder, Colorado, when they had about, I think the money that they was able to get every month before they took everything out was about $5,000 a month, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the rent was about $3,000. The food stands paid for the food, and then they was able to do all them hauls and all that stupid mess that they were doing out there.
That's why. That's all she thinks about. That's all she cares about is food.
No, they both want that lifestyle that they had in Boulder, Colorado. That's what they want.
Yeah, the number don't really matter when there's so many compounded health issues with Shannon. That's the deal.
Like with the fibromyalgia and the osteoarthritis, it puts my life expectancy in my 50s to 60s.
Just that. Right.
I'm 42.
You don't got long.
You know how
Shanny's not going to like this. So for all the men out there that Shanny believes want her, she is not somebody who is desirable since she'll be dead in 10 years. Okay? Shanny, listen to me. Don't get mad at me. You was the one who came on here, Beavis. Maybe Butthead should go over there and correct you.
fast 10 years ago?
A blink. That's a blink. I can't believe my fucking mom died over 13 years ago.
I know.
My mom passed away over 13 years ago. I feel like I'm still mourning her. I am still mourning her. I've never gotten over that, and I'm not going to.
Of course you haven't. That's why you refuse to let Shanny go. Because Shanny is, that's disgusting, but she fits the role of being your mom and actually being your girlfriend at the same time.
No.
Okay, so here's the next bit of the video where they talk about what they fed the kids.
Oh, yeah.
That we had food and they didn't.
Oh, that's
Can
bullshit.
you believe that one, Shan?
I know.
I would literally have a half a block of ramen and those kids would eat the majority of the stuff in the freezer. It was gone.
That is a lie from the deepest, darkest pit of hell. That is a straight up lie. Okay? Whenever I took them to go food shopping or whatever, about 50% of the food that couldn't go in the freezer was in their room. No, about 50%, about maybe 60% of that food was in the room because they said that Zachary and William eat too much. Okay? If you can imagine, like the bed there, on Shanny's side, you would see the peanut butter, you would see all this other food, and then on Rev's side, you got the oodles and noodles and all the other stuff and whatnot that they had on the other side. And then downstairs, they would have like maybe 2 boxes of cereal, some milk, and a couple of other things, but they would want some of the stuff that's in the room and they can't get to it because they wouldn't give it to them.
Almost in a day.
I know.
One of the things you will never see these two do. Hey, G-Man, I'm tired of you lying about us. Come in the room so we can. They won't do that. They'll never do it.
We all know just by looking at everybody who ate up all the food throughout the day. And Shanny is sitting there allowing her kids to take blame for that. And Jason, you were really heavy back then too. You only started losing weight whenever you guys lost the kids, actually.
That's incredible, isn't it, folks?
I mean, inflation was going up. Food prices were going up. The boys were eating everything.
Oh, now you're repeating. Now, this is why I definitely know that Shanny is being manipulated by Jason, because that was the sermon that was preached all the time by Jason when he kept saying they're eating all the food. They're eating all of the food. Meanwhile, I go over there and I look in the refrigerator. There's a pack of hot dogs about this big. There's rice, there's beans. They didn't want to cook. These two are just totally irresponsible.
I swear, guys, it's insane.
And
Shanny and I would go to Giant. We come back with an order and have it in the freezer. Hot Pockets, all of these things. The absolutely filled fucking freezer to the brim.
You don't know how to shop and you don't know how to get food that lasts. You always got food that only lasted a few. And I'm gonna tell you something. They probably threw away more food than they actually ate, to be perfectly honest. I remember one time I went there and they had a big pot of spaghetti. And I don't know who made it. I don't know if it was her or him or whatever. And I'm not talking about at the uncle's. I'm talking about at the other place. 80% of that pot went in the garbage. I can't tell you how many times I yelled at these two over how much food got wasted in that house.
And it's gone in what, Shan?
Like 2 days?
2 or 3 days gone.
Let's just say they're
No. They didn't even spend all the money on food. I remember I took them food shopping a couple of times. I talked about this on this channel. I don't want to keep repeating myself, so this is the last time I'm gonna do it. But I took them food shopping, and they would literally tell me, "Okay, that's enough food. We got to get our tobacco. We got to get our Delta 8 and all this other stuff." And whatnot. Cut the baloney.
saying that the boys ate up all the food was right. Who cares? That's what majority of the food stamps were
Shanny,
for.
you're in a very dangerous place right now, Shannon. I'm gonna tell you why. This ain't some average run-of-the-mill YouTuber that you're going up against. This isn't Dragnut. This isn't the reaction channel. This is your son that you're talking about here. You better be very careful talking about this, because if they haven't flagged you yet, it's coming. You're going to trigger one of these people on here, and they're going to flag you into extinction like they did when the incident with the car happened. You think you're slick by doing what you're doing right now. This right here is stupid on a whole bunch of levels.
Anyways, when you have kids, you get a whole bunch more. So it's for them. It's not for Jason. He shouldn't have been touching that food, if you want to get technical, Shanny. But no, we all know who ate up all the food in a matter of days. You and Jason. You guys are sitting there getting stoned and then getting the munchies and eating up all the food. And then when all that's gone, you sit there and order your guys' self
That's a pretty accurate statement there.
some DoorDash.
And the refrigerator, like
Devoured.
just big giant fucking grocery order.
Huge.
And it's gone.
Gone.
In 2 days.
2 days.
These boys were eating that much.
They were eating massive.
In Williams and Zachary's defense, that is not true. In William and Zachary's defense, that is not true. In William and Zachary's defense, that is not true. The food was not gone in no 2 days. There were times when I went over there where I spent at least 2 or 3 days over there, and they had plenty. After I spent my money, and we used a little bit of stamps that she had on her card. That right there is a bold-faced lie. This is an attempt by Shanny to slander her son and Zachary. Shanny, remember this. This isn't just William you're doing this to. Now you're talking about your autistic son. This is stupid on your part and extremely poorly played.
Amounts of food. I'd have a half a block of ramen. And meanwhile, I got the internet telling me you look like you're dying.
So, Jason, you had a half a pack of ramen while you had a peanut butter jar this big sitting next to you, 90 Red Bulls, and you had a bunch of junk food around you all the time. But all you ate was a half a pack of ramen.
Okay. I wasn't that skinny. But
you know what I find weird on cases like these, though, when kids get taken by CPS due to being starved? There's always a morbidly obese or...
If you are watching my video, please do me a favor. Please do me a favor and get on here and tell these people that food wasn't going in no 2 days, because that is simply not true. That is simply not true. Because I remember Jason, you specifically tell me, oh, the kids eat all the food. The kids ate all the food. And until you go upstairs and you go in their room and you see where all the food is. The heck out of here.
Huge
lies.
Parent who said, oh, they ate. They got to eat whenever they want. No, they didn't. You did. They always like to blame the...
What is the name of that channel? The one with all of the archive videos when they lived inside of the house, because this is when I was friends with them. What's the name of that channel? I forget. Ugh.
Skinny malnutrition child for eating up everything. Meanwhile, the parent
if you don't
is like,
believe that Zachary was a skinny wasn't skinny and he wasn't walking around with his pants like this all the time, wearing no underwear. Go watch the old videos and you'll see it. Jason's lying.
Like morbidly obese. It's always in these types of cases. So if you didn't have the money to feed your children or to barely eat at all, why did Shanny only get big?
By the way, even when I didn't have money for them right away to feed them, even when she didn't have no food stamps, never forget this. CPS was sending them the food. And I don't know who the YouTubers were, but there were YouTubers mailing them food. He's lying. He's straight up lying. There were times that they called me on the phone and said, "Gee, man, we don't got no food." And this is what they would tell me. They need $30. That's why when I first started going after them, I said, watch them if they ever ask you for $30. They want Delta 8. Because I would send them the money for the food. And then the next thing you know how they get when they get high and whatnot. They'll start getting all goofy on the phone and whatnot. Had nothing to do with no food. They just wanted to get high.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
My husband used to ejaculate.
We don't want to look at that. And we don't care about what your husband used to do. Let me see something here. Hold on. Let me mute this. Hold on, make sure nobody can. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Why are they sending me these dumb ads? All right, let me see. All right, hold on. Ugh. So anyway, oh yeah, meds. They were getting food and all that kind of stuff. XX Archives, thank you, Robin. It's XX Archives, yes, it's XX Archives. They are the ones that has all of those videos. You can see for yourself that they're lying through their teeth. All right, so anyway, let me get back. This disgusting ads that they be sending me on my channel. Get the heck out of here. Anyway, let me go back over here. Hold on. There we go. Let me get back to the video. And let's get to this here.
I was not eating that much. That's true. For the sake of two.
And it was always toward the middle of the month where Shanny hoarded all of the food for herself. I remember a video where they got Melt some food for a burger or something like that, and Shanny ate the majority of the burger, and then Rev got mad because she went and shared the food with him. That has nothing to do with the kids. What this has to do with, Jason, is the barracuda sitting next to you because you got a bad memory. Don't let me hear you say this mess on YouTube again. Don't let me hear you say this again on here, dude.
Minors in my house? Yeah.
I'll put them videos that I made about you guys right back on here again. Cut that out.
I'm not going to eat. Fine. I'll cook burgers. I will cook the food for them. They will eat it. It's their food.
You don't cook, liar. You don't cook. I'm going to say this again. You don't cook.
They eat. If I don't get a burger, that's fine. Fuck it. I'll have
a hot pocket in the microwave don't count as cooking.
Half a block of ramen.
You know, when they first moved in that house, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but when they first moved in that house, I bought them a brand new microwave, a brand spanking new microwave. And then less than 6 months, that thing was done. That's the only thing they ever used in that place was that stupid microwave.
Which is so bad.
Yeah, good. That's what you should have been eating. You shouldn't have been touching their food stamp food at all.
Oh, ramen noodles.
Oh, I hate ramen.
I hate ramen.
Ramen makes me want to puke, so it's like, why even eat it?
I hate ramen.
That would explain why so much of it was in the garbage, but also the rice and the spaghetti and meatballs and all the other stuff that you got to actually cook in order to eat. That would explain why all that stuff was in the garbage.
So much that it's toxic waste they feed people.
My brother was like that. My mom would come home with all kinds.
They didn't blame themselves. They blamed the kids for that. I remember that very specifically. If I can ever get in a room with William, I can jog his memory about a few things.
Kinds of good stuff, and I never see any of it left allowed well unless I hid it behind the veggies.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Wow.
I know. And William's talking about being so hungry. Well, maybe because you were eating everything up
at once,
and we had to go back to the store.
Hey, Shanny, you got a really, really, really bad memory. Okay, you're not talking about Boulder because you still had money. You're not talking about Duluth, because at this particular point you're with Jason. You're living in my house at this particular point. Let's not forget that. You're saying, let me get this straight here. And let me get my face on here because I want to see you guys on here and whatnot. Okay. So let me get this straight here, Shanny. William and Zachary was eating all of the food because you got 2 kids. You're stupid, Shanny. And honestly, I hope they flag you off of YouTube because this is how dumb you are. Actually, William should be the one to flag you off here because you're lying. So let me get this straight here. William and Zachary was eating all the food, and Zachary looked like he weighed about 40 pounds. William was eating all the food, and William looked like he barely ate. Jason looks like he's going to die of anorexia, and you weigh almost a ton. But the kids are eating all the food. Let me remind people about some things here. Shanny don't eat certain foods, and the one thing I'll say about Zachary is very picky about what he eats. Very picky. I can buy Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops, and he'll be like, "Could you go to the store and go get me something?" You know what I mean? Something totally different. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. And William was the same way. There was a certain foods that they didn't eat. You want to know why I know this? Go look at XX archives, okay? And you will hear them say, well, we don't eat this, and we don't eat this, and we don't eat this, and we don't eat this. But now all of a sudden her kids ate everything. Hey, Shanny, I wish your mother was alive because I would definitely have her on my channel and ask, do you eat gluten? Or does the kids eat gluten? I would love to have her on my channel for that one. You're lying through your teeth. This is just a smear campaign to get people to stop supporting your son. And the fact that you would do this to your own son, it says a lot about you. And it says a lot about Jason, too. That he ain't learned nothing about being behind bars. But don't worry, Jason. You're going back, dude. At some point, you're going back. Because you ain't learned nothing. You better hope your ex cellmates don't see what you're doing right now, you dummy.
Did not have money on the EBT card for it.
Why is he so concerned with the kids' EBT? I know it's passed a lot of time, but she needs to be reported. He shouldn't have been worried.
Okay, so the reason why he cares about the EBT because Jason feels entitled because he spent all of his money on these people that he should be able to use all of that stuff. That's why. See, deep down inside, Jason still harbors resentment towards Shanny because he lost all of his money. He tried to say drag, he tried to say all these other people, but believe me, he resents her.
He shouldn't have even known any amount on their EBT card nor touched their food. Shanny, you need to be reported for that. Maybe you can get your paycheck docked and pay it all back.
You eat $230 worth of food in 3 days.
William, I want to smack this guy right now. It's not even funny. First of all, in William's defense, that is not true. And I'm a witness to this. That is not true. Okay. Oh my God. How can I go about because this involves her kid. If William's 18, I shouldn't be able to get in trouble. I'm gonna show you guys something in a couple of days to show you what I'm talking about. Jason, you're lying, Jason. You're saying that $200 and something. You know what? I don't even need to worry about it because I'm almost positive Carrie and BGTV is caught them in a lie about this. I got to go to their channels and go see because I haven't watched them in a while. I have to go see if BGTV and Carrie talked about this because that is a straight up lie. All you got to do is look at the videos they made about me and the videos that I made about them. That's all you got to do. And I'm talking about when we were friends. They're full of it. They're full of it. What they was arguing back then was, in case anybody remembers, is that food was too expensive and that the EBT card couldn't buy them anything. And mainly the reason why they were saying that, instead of going to the supermarket, they would go into the convenient mart, where the convenient mart charges you double. And by the way, there's a YouTuber on here by the name, she's called One Bad Bee, and she will back me up on this. Convenient market is very expensive. And that's where a lot of times where they went and got their food. That is the wrong place to go and get your groceries. And that is why that food stamp card used to go away so fast. Their food only started lasting longer when I made them go to Dollar Tree and I made them go to Dollar General. When we went to Walmart and we went to those, I forget the name of those supermarkets that's out there, but and we went to those supermarkets or whatever. But these two are full of it.
This is what I was dealing with, guys.
So Willie, so Jason, let me talk to you for a minute here. No shit. I'm gonna talk to you directly. Not only did you kick Zachary in the back, you think it's cool to sit there and sit next to Shanny and directly lie about how much food this kid ate. You think that's cool, Jason? I'm gonna tell you something, Jason. Right now, there's nothing legally that can be done to you because of that statement that you're making. But I'm gonna tell you this, though. I'm gonna tell you this. If I ever see you around any minors again, I'm definitely calling some people on you.
That's good. I'm glad you like them, son. You can't eat them all in one sitting.
Right?
You can't eat them all in one sitting, Zachary. I know.
Anyway, Zachary was a very picky eater and he wasn't eating all the food. That is not true. That's not even my kid. Anyway, let's continue. These two are making me mad now.
$30 box of empanadas is gone in one night.
Shanny, I can't believe you're letting this guy say this about your autistic child. I cannot believe this. You have learned nothing. You learned absolutely nothing.
Huge box of fucking like the 30.
Food you didn't even pay for. You ain't like you paid for this food. I did. You ain't paid for none of this garbage. I did. Oh my
pack of the White Castle burgers gone.
Gone.
The fucking those burritos.
Oh,
those like
El Monterey.
The El Monterey bean and cheese.
I bought the White Castles. Okay, I bought those. Even when you went on your road trip, I paid for those.
Burritos gone
a day. How do you eat that
nothing.
many fucking burritos in a day? Do you know the El Monterey's? It's like that stacked with burritos. How many's in a box? 12?
I don't. Okay, so they did eat burritos, but I don't think they would have ate as many burritos as they did it there. If they had loving parents that would get up and make them some bacon and eggs and some grits or something like that, or some oatmeal or something like that, and then just watch Foodie Beauty all day and watch Truthfully Trisha all day and consume social media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm gonna have to stop watching this soon because this is getting me mad.
16?
It's so crazy to me how concerned or bothered he was by their little monthly
Let me not say that. Let me not say that because if I do,
food stamps when he had all that money. You cannot tell me for a second she wasn't still applying for food stamps. She could have just been like, oh, I'm living.
She had food stamps. She had food stamps. I'm telling you, most of that money went to the convenient mart. And okay, like it's like the equivalency if you had a food stamp card and you was going to the airport to buy your food. You know how expensive food is at the airport. It's like the equivalency of that if you're going from your house to the convenient mart as compared to the grocery store. Like, for example, at the grocery store or the supermarket, you can get a gallon of milk, I think, back then for about $2.70 or something like that. You go to convenient mart, that milk's almost $5. $5 or $6. You know what I mean? If you want to get a soda at the supermarket, you can get a soda for maybe 70 cents or something like that, or $1 or something. When you go to the convenient market, it's like $2, $3. Everything in that place is expensive, and that's what they were doing. They were going there. They were being dumb.
Here, but
I had to literally take them to Walmart and some other places and teach them how to shop for food.
No, they don't pay nothing for me type deal. She would have got reapproved. So not only were they having the luxury of Jason's money, they were eating up all the kids' food stamps. So who cares if they were eating up the food in 3 days? It was their food. It was their right to the food.
Yeah, exactly.
They eat the whole thing in a day. Oh, we didn't have food. Really?
Jason, I'm gonna say something to you, and I rarely do this on YouTube these days. For the Christians that are watching this, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. All right, but honestly, if I was there, I think I would take his head and put it through that window because he's lying. He's straight up lying right now.
Because I could have sworn I bought boxes of stuff for you guys, and it was gone. I didn't need it. Your mom didn't need it.
You didn't buy anything. You took Shanny's food stamp card and you went shopping. You didn't have no money to buy anything when you came to that house. If Shanny didn't buy it, I bought it. And the majority of that food was in your room. You didn't like the fact that you couldn't chow down on all the junk food that you wanted because you had to constantly go shopping because neither one of you were the type to cook food. And I know for a fact that there were YouTubers who did not like them that sent them food. I think Dragnut did something on here one time. And they was able to get food at that house. And when they got the food never got cooked. I even showed you when I kicked them out of the house, all of the food in the cabinet, or some of the food that was in the cabinet. That stuff came from either CPS or it came from YouTubers. They never cooked the stuff.
They aren't convincing anybody about the boys eating up all the food.
I remember why I stopped listening to these two. My goodness gracious. I don't even want to finish this no more. I'm going to listen to a little bit more of this and then I'm going to stop.
At all. We don't believe it. Especially looking at Shanny. We do not believe it. She was sitting there eating up food while Jason was hammered and then letting the boys take the blame for it.
What happened?
I don't know who you are, young lady. Let me see something here. You got a Cash App? Let me see something here. I'm going to give you a super thanks later, ma'am, for pointing out the fact that they were getting high and they were eating all the food then. Or whatever, but after I'm done with this, I'm gonna send you a super chat, and if not, please contact me. I forgot these trolls can copy people. If you ever need a guest on your channel, let me know. I'll do it that way.
You guys suck. Okay. Well, I love you too.
Suck it. You suck it. Are you ready? Fucking shit. I feel that way now.
And if you think we're lying,
The degeneration.
if you
X
think we're
attitude,
lying,
fuck the shit.
teenage boys, you think I'm lying
They clear
about boys eating a lot? Teenage boys? You think I'm actually lying about teenage boys eating a lot?
I got a teenage son and he does not eat a lot. And he's around the same.
All you got to do is go look at a picture of Zachary. Zachary looked like he weighed about 40 pounds, and William didn't look like he weighed that much more either. Remember, they had gerbils or hamsters or whatever that them things were. They were guinea pigs or whatever, and they died because of the cold in the house and whatnot. They complained on multiple occasions that they didn't have no food. Like I said, go to XX Archive. These two are lying. Shanny's not telling the truth. Again, she's trying to grift the people that are, and like she said,
age as your kids was.
this is a job. She's just trying to grift those new people into giving her money. And honestly and truthfully, I'm a little surprised that Jules even uses these people as a form of trolling. Like, honestly, this is aggravating listening to, because I was there and I know that she's lying.
He don't eat a lot because he gets
Jenny
well-fed
will
dinner.
Camera and tell you she's dying of cancer, and when she gets your money, instead of her buying some medicine to help her for cancer medication, this is the kind of woman that will go live and just get high and laugh at you for giving her the money. Give me a break.
Well-fed dinners, a decent breakfast. He's content. So it's not all. I'm not saying not all.
When they was in Boulder, Colorado, I'm pretty sure they had well-fed breakfasts because they had money like that and they can get DoorDash and all of that. But when they lived over there in the place I used to have, no, they wasn't getting no balanced food or nothing like that. Not with these two, they wasn't. Like I said, those kids loved when Uncle G-Man came around. That's all you need to know.
Teenage boys, but they were obviously starving if they were eating up all the food, which I don't believe for a second. But if they were eating a lot of it, whatever, which they weren't, they were starving.
Very disappointed in Shanny. I thought Shanny would at least correct Jason for some of the things that he's saying. If you go look at the videos of how she defended him when she kicked when Jason kicked Zachary in the back, and looked at how she talked, go look at what she said about him. Go look at what this woman says about him. Because if she got mad right now, she would be telling everybody he's lying about this and he's lying about this for clout or whatever. But you want to know what, though? I'm not going to wish harm on them or nothing like that. I know that if they keep doing this, you know what I mean? I know a lot of you aren't Christians and you don't believe this stuff or whatever. But the Lord's going to deal with these two. He's going to deal with them pretty harshly if they don't cut this out.
I'm to the point of like just my shit.
Like,
Wow.
what I had to do is, you know, the little Debbie's boxes for like sweet treats. I had to hide them in the bedroom.
Shanny, before you, and this is why, Shanny, you need to be embarrassed about how you're doing things right now. Before you got involved with Jason, you would have never allowed nobody to talk about your kids like that. Go look at her life before she got involved with Jason. She would have never allowed that garbage. My goodness.
Because I knew if I didn't, they'd be gone.
Nobody believes that at all. You sat in your room and the kids were so hungry that they heard wrappers opening up because the door's shut, and they heard all them plastic wrappers being ripped open, and Shanny and Jason in there just gobbling it up. They were hungry. Y'all were sitting in there hiding and eating up all the Debbie snacks.
You know the feeling.
No, Jason, that's part of God's judgment on your life, because eventually Shanny started starving you too, and you wasn't eating. You know what I mean? What you were doing to those kids, you know what I mean, leaving all that food in your room and whatnot, she eventually did that mess to you. I'm getting tired of listening to these two. Normally when I catch a video that they do and I get tired of them, I stop watching and that's it. But because I'm doing this video, I'm only doing this mess to be an objective voice, and because like I said, I've been around these people and I know that Shanny's lying. And a lot of the times what they're talking about, I was around too. Now a lot of it I wasn't, but I know that Shanny's lying right now to the camera. So the people that donate to her and believe that I'm trying to be spiteful or whatever, remember, I barely make videos about these two now. I barely make videos about them.
So I distribute them little by little every day.
Right.
I know he held a grudge about that.
Oh my God. Come on now.
You know, Shanny is the definition of a nightmare of a mother, and Jason a nightmare of a step figure, whatever the hell
Shanny,
he was.
I was a minute. I was a dentist the menace when I was growing up. You're lucky you wasn't my mother when I was growing up. That's all I know. You're just lucky. First of all, I wouldn't have been cramped up in that room. Okay, I'd have snuck out the house. I would have did a lot of things differently what those kids was doing, because I was not always a Christian. All right, somebody like you, please. The police, man, you have no idea.
Just a nightmare. Just an abusive, monstrous nightmare for real. I'm so thankful I didn't have a mother like Shanny.
I used to take them to Walmart, and what I would do, actually, no, that's not true. In the beginning, like I said, when Jason told me they were eating all the food, I would give them the food and then I would let them put it in their room. But when I used to spend the night and I actually got to see for myself what was really going on, what was happening was that, yes, Zachary was going downstairs and Zachary was eating things, but Zachary was extremely picky about what he was eating. Like I would get them Frosted Flakes. I would get them Fruit. I would get them like all these different cereals. I get them the milk that they want. I used to ask William very specifically, what do you like? And when I was friends with Shanny, I say, Shanny, what do you like? I don't care about what do you like? Jason, what do you like? And that was the kind of person I was when I was a friend or whatever. And I used to, After I started seeing that Shanny and REV were lying about how often they would eat and whatnot, because Zachary would not eat certain junk food. For a young boy, that boy didn't. It's kind of weird watching him not eat donuts and not eat certain things. You know what I mean? I'm not used to that. So I used to say, okay, here, hide this in your room, hide this in your room. And I used to give it to them. They used to put it in their rooms. You know what I mean? So Shanny's lying. She's just straight lying. She's telling the truth about distributing the food to them after a while. She's telling the truth about that. But she's lying about Zachary, and William didn't eat as nearly as much as this woman claimed as he did.
But I was literally just trying to stop you from eating a whole box of Little Debbie's.
There you go. See? Ongoing issue.
That's not what Jason said. Jason said that they was going through $300 of groceries in 2 days. Or it was like $250 or $300 in groceries in 2 days. This is literally what your boyfriend just got finished saying about your kids. There's a lot of parents that would have smacked them in the face for lying something like that, live on camera for lying like that. I know them. I know some people that get a real ghetto really fast over you lying about their kids.
We didn't have food. Are you fucking kidding me?
They are vacuums. Yes.
Yes.
So Jason, if you ain't have no food, explain the $300 or $400 a month that that Shanny was getting with her card, as well as my $200 to $400 a month that you guys was getting for food. Stop lying to this audience. Stop lying. Anytime y'all needed food, I was a cash app away. So stop it.
Worse than vacuums. I've never seen anything
like.
But how many?
You would rather spend $90 on Delta 8 than actually going out there and getting something to eat. Or do I need to show everybody all this Delta 8 I used to buy you, Jason?
Groceries could you have bought with Ruth Chris Cord and Lush Torrid? They were getting DoorDash deliveries all the fucking time.
Hang on. In Colorado, we were doing everything fine. We didn't even use EBT in Colorado. What are you talking about? I'm talking about when we were in fucking Scranton, G-Man shit.
You got the timeline wrong.
You're fucking.
So Shanny wasn't receiving her food stamps when she was in Boulder, Colorado. For that particular lie, go look at Fat Courtney Love's YouTube channel, because Shanny tells on herself on multiple occasions.
Retarded.
Learn your lore. Learn your Shanny lore. You're off.
Now, what did they say?
We can use EBT in Colorado. Have food. Are you fucking
Jason, you're lying, dude. Anyway, let's continue.
kidding me?
They are vacuums.
Jason, you was only getting about $5,000 a month in Colorado. Now you can talk about either three addresses that you was talking about, but let me remind you of something, Junior. You was getting $5,000 a month from your inheritance that you got from your mommy. Okay, not from hard work or anything like that. $5,000 a month that you was getting from your inheritance. $3,000 of that went to your rent. You had your light bill, your phone bill, and then you had to go on YouTube and show off to everybody all of the hauls that your girlfriend was doing. And then you guys are spending your money irresponsibly. Of course you were using the food stamp card to go get food, because you wasn't technically married and Shanny wasn't going to stop getting her stamps. Stop with the baloney, dude.
Yes.
Yes. Worse than vacuums. I've never seen anything like.
But how many groceries could you have bought with Ruth Chris Cord and Lush Torrid?
So it doesn't even matter if her own son makes a YouTube video about them. Shanny's going to get on here and she's just going to lie and lie and lie and lie. Shanny, Betty was a better mother than you. Shanny, your father was a better parent than you.
They were getting DoorDash deliveries all the fucking time.
Hang on. In Colorado, we were doing everything fine. We didn't even use EBT in Colorado. What are you talking about?
I'm not telling you not to talk to your mother. I'm not going to do that, because that's none of my business. Okay, you know your mom better than me. Okay, all I'm saying is that listen to what they're saying, and look what they're saying about your younger brother. All right, that's all I'm saying.
I'm talking about
Especially
when we were
the guy who kicked your brother in the back. Listen to him specifically, and then ask yourself, do you really want to be around that again? Because he hasn't changed one bit. And who knows what he'll do today.
Scranton, G-Man shit.
You got the timeline wrong.
You're fucking retarded.
Learn your lore. Learn your Shanny lore. You're off.
We can use EBT in Colorado. What are you talking about? We had money.
Jason, most of the time when you was in Colorado, you didn't know left from right because you had wet brain. You don't know what this woman was doing in Colorado. So stop sitting there like, oh, we had money. Yeah, and Shanny was giving your money to a lot of different people. We had money. There's a video on YouTube where he has wet brain. He listens to Shanny say that she was giving her mother money, and then all of a sudden the wet brain magically disappeared, and he told her off.
It's G-Man time. What the fuck is that? It's G-Man time. Fucking, it's Gary time.
You know why people are
The reason why I don't get mad no more when he uses my name and everything and whatnot is because I know I can get even, and I can get sweet revenge simply by showing up. And they can call the police and they can do all that junk all they want. What I want to do is I want to show the police what they're saying about their son and what this child abuser is actually saying. Like I don't think he understands what I can do with this if I really want to. I really don't think he understands this. I actually got to physically be there. I don't got to be there. I can send somebody over there.
Mods because they've watched me for years and years and years. They know the Shanny lore. They know
and they know that you're a crackhead, just like your crackhead boyfriend. Yeah, we all know about that. We know how you two are addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, addicted to attention, addicted to fame, and you can't live without this YouTube stuff. And William, you see how this guy doesn't respect people's privacy? The second you walk back in there, the second Shanny finds out, we're all going to know where you work if you have a job. We're all going to know your height, weight, how many cavities is in your mouth, and everything. Because these two don't know how to shut up about nothing.
timeline, and they know how you like to manipulate people.
Oh, that's how they fucking try and get you. Is that, oh, it was this time, it's that time. No, it was a year after. We're talking about fucking G time.
Before I get ready to deal with Mr. I was on the news because he got thrown out of a hotel because he was too broke to pay his own hotel bill or whatever, and we'll get to that in a minute. Quick question. What happened to their YouTube channel? I can't find it. Is their YouTube channel still up for the people that are watching this? Where's their YouTube channel? The last comment I see is Robin putting black mass here. Okay. Is her channel gone? Did they flag it down? Because I can't find her channel. Oh, the channel's gone. Bye-bye, Shanny. Anyway, let's get back to this here and look at this. That's right. You better believe G-Man paid their bills. Absolutely. Anyway, let's get back to this here real quick. So I'm not going to get a video response because they don't got a channel unless he does it on his Revelation News, it channel.
We were in the house in Scranton that I gave G-Man, and G-Man was wanting us to eat nothing but fucking cereal and ramen. That'll kill you.
Wow. I don't want you to eat anything but cereal and ramen. I guess all the chicken and hot dogs and hamburgers and all that stuff that eventually ended up in the garbage because y'all don't cook. You know what I mean? I guess all of that stuff doesn't count or nothing like that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Then I guess all the Hot Pockets that you claim that your girlfriend bought when I actually bought them and everything and whatnot, all the other food that you're talking about, I guess I didn't pay for none of that stuff because I only could afford oodles and noodles. And what else did he say? He said ramen and no. I can only afford oodles and noodles and cereal. Even though on XX Archives, you can literally see what I bought them. Anyway, let's continue.
Cereal and ramen.
I like how this I like how this drug user, because that's what I'm gonna call you, dude. You want to use my name and whatnot? Fine. I can throw insults too. I like how this crackhead drug user is sitting here telling me that all I bought was a ramen and I bought cereal. I love. See, unlike you, Jason, I don't have to get a cigarette. Let a woman decapitate me and take my balls away, and get on here and defend myself all the time. Because honestly, I don't need to. Because everybody on here knows you're lying, dude. Ramen and cereal. Oh, I'm sorry, and milk. I'm better than cereal and milk. Who needs cereal and milk? Maybe your kids do, you dummy.
Cereal with water.
Water.
He wanted us to eat cereal with water.
This is how you
I
have
wanted them to eat cereal with water, and I didn't buy them no milk. Yo, this is just comedy gold.
to live because you're poor. And I was like, yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
My God, if I gotta download Movie Maker on this laptop, I really do, because I can make a really, really, really funny video out of this. Because if I compare this to what out of their own mouths and what they said on XX Archive, it would be hilarious. I'm not even gonna bother dignifying this stupidity with an answer.
But you die eating like that.
Good. And I bet y'all sat there and ate it.
So Shanny, I wanted you to eat cereal and water, and you didn't do no mukbangs or nothing like that. You didn't get on here bragging about how your G came into your house and fed you, and you ain't get on there and bragging on like honestly, Shanny, I do believe you made a video just for kicks and giggles. I think this was during the hotel saga or whatever, the hotel years or whatever, where you was like, "What was my birthday? What was my birthday? And all I wanted was a pizza. And G-Man brought me down to 8. But what you ain't tell the audience was, I also bought you pizza. I also bought you other food. I also took you to Dollar General and I showered you guys with food. Okay? Then I took you to Walmart and got your food. Yeah, you don't want to talk about that stuff though. So I wanted you to eat cereal and water. I don't talk about you no more. And you get on here and you continue to lie. Man, you two must be pretty comfortable in that house, man. Y'all must be pretty comfortable. But I got a little something that I should show you, Shanny. This to show you that you shouldn't be as comfortable as you think you should be. I'm not going to do it yet. Not yet. Not yet. I want to see what happens and see if you come back on YouTube. Then I'm going to put the fear of God in your life, woman.
Too. Because you're so selfish and lazy that you wouldn't want to go spend
Nobody puts the fear into Shanny more than G-Man. Because when I say I'm going to show up, or I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And you know it. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to show up. I'm not saying that one bit. And I want to make sure I say that. So if the police call me, I can actually say, let's keep listening to this officer. See, they are liars. They don't tell the truth.
any money to help anybody out for food. So you probably sat there and ate it too.
Like,
Can you
turn
this one?
Yeah.
You want that one on?
Like, no wonder I have malnutrition.
Oh,
She seriously
they're really cute. They're really accusing me of not eating. Wow. These are two of the most ungrateful people I've ever met in my life. I should get my phone, go to the park, and tell another story about the Minnesota Barracuda, or maybe I should call the Minnesota hog, because you know pigs eat anything. You know what I mean? I should get my phone and go out there and do a story about the Minnesota hog. We already know about the Minnesota Barracuda. Maybe I should go to the Minnesota hog.
gonna sit there and blame G-Man for malnutrition. Woman, you're 900 pounds. You're not malnutritioned. Like, does she even know what she's talking about? Like, she places the blame on anybody else for her morbidly obesity and her health problems. She blames
In the left corner, hailing from Scranton, Pennsylvania, weighing precisely 3 pounds, Jason E. Groff. And in the other corner, weighing at the weight of 5,000 pounds, claiming to be malnourished and claiming to have an education of presidents, we give you Shanny Dornbush, aka the Minnesota Barracuda.
it on everybody else but herself.
I think I should put the O-ring on.
Probably.
Shanny, I haven't said this in a while, Shanny, since you want to insult me like that and lie like that. I can smell you through the camera. In case you forgot about that. Okay? Just because you got a clean shirt on, at least I think that shirt is clean. Camera can be deceived or whatever. You know what I mean? I know your hair is dirty. I know your body stinks. I know you still smell like fungus feet. And I know your man doesn't work anywhere. He smells like fungus feet. Okay? I'm just saying, though, you know?
I did not starve my boys. They were growing boys and ate my house out. What do you expect me to fucking do?
You never had a house, woman. You've always been homeless.
That's right, Shanny. Check it out. Can you believe that you're actually with the guy who gave me a house and you can't claim that you ever had a house? Think about that in a minute, Shanny. Think about that for a second. Okay, just think about that a minute. You're with a guy who gave me a house, and you've been with this guy for what, more than 5 years or whatever now, and you can't claim to anybody that you have a house. Even right now, in the place that you're in right now, the place you're in right now doesn't even belong to you. You are a hiccup. You're always an argument away from being thrown out on the street, regardless of how comfortable you are.
You still are homeless. You don't own any house. You don't pay any rent to anybody's home. You're homeless. You've always been homeless. So whose house did they eat out again, Shanny? You're going to need to correct that one.
We didn't have food. A lot of the time, we did not have food. Because they ate everything.
When you have no money, I mean, that's all you can afford. Exactly.
That's true. And it's really rough.
Okay, so let's put this theory to the test. He was saying that William was eating 300, and I wonder if that's them calling me. Well, if it is, I want them to know how unimportant they are right now. So anyway, let's get into this here, because if that's them, they're just unimportant right now. But if that's Shanny and REV, because the last time I was on the phone with them, it wasn't necessarily the most pleasing experience. You know what I mean? But Shanny got about maybe $400 in stamps every month. $400 to $500 in stamps. No, about $400 in stamps. If William and Zachary ate $300 in stamps in 2 days, how is it that you always only ran out of food during the last week of the month? How does that work?
Exactly.
Were they eating nothing but ramen? Hell no. Hell no. We would make sure to try to get them in El Monterey burrito.
Since you had no food stamps at that particular point, because you know the kids ate all your food within a 2-day period, and you had nothing to eat, how is it that you're able to maintain the 1,000 pounds that you have right now? How are you able to maintain all of that? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm not even going to try to defend myself or talk about what I've done. It's well documented that you're a liar and you don't know what you're talking about. But just curious, how does one maintain 1,000 pounds when you don't eat? Because your kids are eating everything in 2 days. How does that work? Maybe I should call the lady from CPS and ask her and say, well, let me ask you something, ma'am. If a woman doesn't eat because her kids eat everything and they don't gain no weight, they lose weight. But then this woman keeps getting bigger and 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 bigger. How do you do that without eating food?
They love them. And White Castle burger deal. And
that sounds like food that Shanny and REV wanted. White Castle burger, which tastes like trash, by the way. And the
actually go to the road trip when they actually get close to getting to Pennsylvania. They actually stop at White Castle and they actually get some food and whatnot. And he does a little mukbang in the car as they're getting ready to come and meet G-Man, because that was the whole point, so that they could try to live off me for the rest of their life or whatever, claiming they were going to the uncle. Yeah, right. But yeah, they did a mukbang in the car, but I gave them the money to buy that White Castle. Don't be deceived.
Burritos, maybe the burritos, but it just sounds like food they wanted.
Hot Pockets all the time.
Exactly.
And then other.
By the way, Jason, God forbid you ever need food again, dude. Since you guys want to get on here and you want to lie and say I only gave you cereal and water, you better call Dragnet and ask him for help. Well, you better correct yourself really fast. Actually, you know what?
Frozen ice.
Don't correct yourself. Keep lying. Keep telling your stories, because I don't even want to talk to you, because I think you guys were the ones that called me over there. I'll check that later.
Items that they really enjoyed. But it's to the point where, well, what do you do? Like you buy a box of something and it's gone in a day and a half. How do you deal with that?
Wait a minute, a box is gone in a day and a half. I thought William was eating $300 worth of food. And you basically said William. Then you started talking about Zachary. They were eating $300 in food in 2 days. Now, keep your story straight, Jason.
You can't feed them right.
No.
And I tried to control their consumption. I tried. They would not listen to me. They would not.
That is why Jason decided to kick Zachary in the back. No, not really. It was because he wasn't man enough to stand up to Shanny.
To me, they would consume what they want to consume, and that was mass quantities of food. So he's a liar. They had plenty of food.
The craft dinner, they had that too.
William is not lying. William is not lying. Jason, the one that's lying is you. You and the Minnesota Barracuda.
They had that Kraft macaroni and cheese. Of course I'd do that. That's poor people buy-in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's staple poor people shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I bought you macaroni and cheese, and it was always in the garbage. I noticed that nobody ever ate it. Like, I would see some of the strangest things. Somebody cooked some food, but the majority of that food was always in the garbage. Shanny, if you're the one cooking, that says a lot about what your man thinks about your cooking and what your kids think about your cooking. I would love to hear William tell everybody why that food was in the garbage all the time, because I never really got a straight answer from you two about that.
My friend Megan, when I
went be so hungry. I ate raw lemons. No, it never went to that. It never went to that. The worst it went is probably they missed eating for like maybe a couple hours before we could get food.
I can't believe this piece of shit kid is lying.
Like I said, all they had to do, hey, G-Man, listen to me. I love you, brother. I wish I can give you everything I got, brother. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you send me $25 so I can go get William and Zachary some food? But in reality, what they did was you had to smoke it up.
Like this.
I know.
A raw lemon. I'm done. Like
A raw lemon. Jesus Christ, Shanny. You guys are awful. Could y'all imagine eating a raw lemon on an empty stomach? The acid just building up in your stomach. And yes, I know the comment was talking about themselves, but Jason, you sure got offended and guilty looking though. Were you feeding those kids raw lemons?
I can't do this. I can't.
No, that's what. No, Matt said that.
You? Okay, I thought you said Wilson.
Yeah, no.
Well, I just, this is bullshit, and it really, really is so triggeringly. This is just very triggering to me.
Notice every time they talk about their kids, they end up losing their channels. Every time they talk about the kids, they end up losing their channels because ain't nobody believing this baloney.
Highly, because I know what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is
no,
bullshit.
you don't. No, you don't. Hey, Jason, did you have an A on your head and a bald head one day because you were flirting with some girl on Facebook, or was that a figment of my imagination? Was your woman smelling like armpits the majority of the time I've known her? Was that a figment of my imagination?
Dog shit lies. It's fucking really, it hurts. This is really hurtful shit.
Yeah, he's doing this because the audience believes it. And
No, William is setting the record straight. And I haven't even heard it. I got to find this audio and listen to it. But I'm pretty sure William is setting the record straight about what y'all did, about what was provided to them. Now, I can talk about this from firsthand experience, but I'm not going to get into my personal life. But I can talk about this from firsthand experience. And these two, just lucky they didn't have to raise me when I was a kid, because I was a menace. I was a menace.
He's just going to go with it.
They were saying it already, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're paying him to say this shit.
And if you ever saw him and you'd say, yeah, they look super.
If you saw the video and you heard William talking about how the food was limited and whatnot, and how he was restricted to his room and couldn't go outside, that is not a made-up story. That is actually true. And I'm not saying this because I'm mad at them or anything like that. These things can actually be proven.
Skinny.
As
Well,
a matter of fact, you want to do some research. When you get an opportunity, if there's somebody out there who live in Pennsylvania, go on that street there. Go to that house. He has a neighbor over there called Marty, I think, or it ain't Marty. It's McCurdy or whatever. Marty, I forget his name. Go knock on. If you ever see him, he's a really nice guy. Very, very, very nice guy. If he still lives over there, you ask them how often they was outside and did anything. Just ask them. Ask them how the smell was coming out the window. Yeah, these two are lying through their teeth. And Jason knows I can prove this.
look at the father. Like, he's a very thin dude. They have Covell. Zachary was getting everything he could ever imagine he ever wanted in his life.
Jason, you don't even have a picture of Zachary's biological dad. As a matter of fact, you don't even got a picture of as a matter of fact, I don't even think Shanny had a picture of Chris, because I was asking for pictures that they might have had when they was in Duluth, and Shanny didn't have any of that stuff. Jason is just going basically on what Shanny has told him. Like I said, Beavis and Butthead, Dumb and Dumber.
Life to eat, and he got pudgy now. He got a gut on him.
Shanny growing up with 6 older brothers. Oh my God, you probably were the most protected person in the family with 6 brothers.
Well,
what do you know about having a brother or a sister when you're an only child? You just like, give me a break.
True.
I got more brothers and sisters than Shanny does. And I definitely got more brothers and sisters than as a matter of fact, I got more brothers and sisters than the two of these two combined.
I buy bulk and then cook. It's the only way with a teenage boy, and make sure he has healthy snacks from the garden. Yeah, but not everyone has the opportunity of having a garden.
No.
You guys are sitting on a big house with a yard. I'm sure it has a little backyard, a front yard, the patio. It's just
Yeah, it has a little backyard, a little one. They have that house in the front looks like it's about to fall. When you get on the porch, it's like it's supposed to be like this, but it's like this. The house is old. Anyway,
Shanny is so beyond lazy. Both of them are, because Jason would have been done it. He's lazy too. They are so lazy that they don't even care about what they have in front of them. They could do a garden easily.
You got to buy from Giant Market.
Money.com.
anyway, I'm gonna stop here because they're not talking about me no more, I guess. And I wanted to defend William a little bit. I'm gonna find the video where William talks about this because now I'm interested. I want to hear what he actually had to say. I saw bits and clips on somebody's channel. I don't remember, but I'm gonna try to find the full thing. And when I get an opportunity to listen to William, I'm gonna defend him where he needs to be defended, because Shanny and Rev just got amnesia about XX Archive, and they act like that doesn't exist. What they better hope is that Dragnut doesn't decide to start covering them again. They really better hope that. Anyway, so because if Dragnut gets involved and starts talking about them again, their paranoia is going to go through the roof. So okay, so I'm going to end this here because the level of dishonesty and stupidity in their video is just mind-boggling. A lot of the majority of what they said in that video, the vast majority of what they said in that video is lies, and it was just meant to smear William. And no, it's not going to bring William closer to Shanny. It's going to push William further and further and further away from Shanny. She needs to get a clue on how to talk to men. She really does. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Let me see. Oh, Tommy is doing a plan to get them out. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. William, if you happen to see this, William, just know that, you know, I know that the stuff that they said in that video wasn't true. Shanny just wants a mooch off you. Just remember that they haven't changed a lot. And matter of fact, they haven't changed at all. And what they were doing then, they're going to do again. If you get Jason all routed again, he's going to do that again. Protect your little brother and keep him away from this guy. And if your mother wants a relationship with you, she's going to have to genuinely change. And if she don't, keep your distance, man. It's the best thing that you can do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.